and we have already got the support of so many of you. We are incredibly grateful to every single one of you for making time and being here with us. I would like to warmly welcome all of you to ITCX 2025. देवी और सज्जनों, आप सभी का ITCX 2025 में तहे दिल से स्वागत है। ये हमारा दूसरा चरण है, ये दूसरा एडिशन है और हमें बहुत हर्ष हो रहा है जानकर कि हमें इतने सारे आप जैसे महान लोगों का सपोर्ट मिला, साथ मिला। एक बार इस कार्यक्रम को शुरू करने से पहले अपने खुद के लिए आप एक जोरदार तालियां बजा दीजिए, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन। एक एक व्यक्ति जो हमारे साथ आज यहाँ मौजूद है, हम आप सभी का तहे दिल से आभार प्रकट करना चाहते हैं। We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for making time and joining us here at this incredible ITCX 2025. Before we begin the proceedings of this morning, I would like to make safety announcements for all of you. Meanwhile, I would also request the people who are still standing to kindly take a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ensured all safety measures for all of you. We request you to kindly bring your attention to the screen which showcases a map of all the exit points and the pathways to reach an assembly area outside in case of an emergency. We request you to please make note of the exit door closest to you so that you could rush outside in an orderly fashion in case of an announcement. May we please have the safety video up on the screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to invite on stage, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to invite on stage Temple Connect founder Shri Giresh Vasudev Kulkarni जी। आज मुझे बेहद खुशी हो रही है इनको यहाँ मंच पर आमंत्रित करते हुए। आज के कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत करेंगे श्री गिरीश वासुदेव कुलकर्णी जी, जो कि फाउंडर है टेम्पल कनेक्ट के। जोरदार तालियों से स्वागत कीजिए गिरीश जी का इस मंच पर।
Good morning, everyone. I have an announcement to make. Firstly, that if we are wanting to participate actively in all the 3 days of the convention, our mornings, our afternoons, our evenings have to be always good. So can we say Jai Shri Ram? Jai Jai Shri Ram. I request everyone to be seated. Thank you for joining me in for the second day of the session, the International Temples Convention and Expo. I request you to kindly be seated. We have very eminent dignitaries and people to address this gathering today. Today, you will have to be very attentive to certain aspects where the most important thing of this gathering are the workshops and the sessions split between this hall and the other 2 halls there. You are here as students, here to learn more about the temple management, operations, administration and maintenance of the temples. It is extremely important for you all not to give an impression that we are here for a picnic. I make it loud and clear to everyone. We are not in Tirupati for a picnic. We are not in Tirupati only for the darshan. There are 40 CCTV cameras who are scanning every one of y'all and scanning the fact that how many of y'all are in which hall and what is the maximum attendance. I am going to invite all those dignitaries and people for darshan to Tirupati today evening and tomorrow evening. But I am also going to scan how many of y'all have been attentive. Only those would be encouraged to get into the darshan. I am not quoting this for the sake of keeping you away from the darshan. But as every principal of a school needs to put some discipline in the scenario, my request as a humble friend, not as the principal, but a friend, to make you realize this takes a lot of effort. Are we together on this? This is one big Temple Connect family from across the country and 17 other countries who've come here. It is our honor and a privilege for having you at Bhagwan Venkateshwara City, the largest temple management location in the world. A big round of applause for all of you all for making it here. Today's session is going to be elaborate on multiple things, but before that, let me take an opportunity quickly to request Shri Bharat ji and Shri Jay Shekhar Reddy ji to kindly come up on stage for a humble felicitation on behalf of ITCX and the Temple Connect family. I also request Shri Sunil ji Deshpande ji to please come up on stage for the felicitation. Everyone, guys, these are the people who have made it happen. Without their support, this was not happening. Can you do this loudly?
We are grateful to all the dignitaries who are here with us on stage, who took our time to be here with us and support the ITCX 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for our dignitaries, our esteemed guests here on stage, who are joining hands with us to make ITCX 2025 such a grand success. Welcome, sir. Thank you for taking time and joining us here. We have Jay Shekhar Reddy ji here with us on stage, and also Bharat ji joining us at the ITCX 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, as Mr. Girish was saying, it is the International Temples Convention and Expo 2025. We need to keep the energy levels up because today is just starting and we have tons of interesting sessions lined up for all of you. We are beginning with an exclusive welcome of Shri Jay Shekhar Reddy ji and Shri Bharat ji here on stage. Thank you very much once again, sirs, for taking time and joining us here today at this event. Thank you very much and a very, very warm welcome to both of you.
We are starting with the session. I have 3 requests to make. When the session is on, I do not want anyone getting up from their chairs, going out or coming in. There are multiple sessions, the schedule would be shared with you. यहाँ पे अलग-अलग सेशंस होंगे. सेशन जब चलेगा तब कोई भी व्यक्ति अपने जगह से ना उठेगा, ना अंदर बाहर करेगा. दूसरी बात, भगवान ने आपको आपके 2 हाथ दिए हैं, इसका पूर्वपर उपयोग भगवान के लिए और अभिनंदन करने के लिए किया जाए. उसके लिए हम आपको 10 बार आमंत्रित नहीं करेंगे. ताली बजाने के लिए पैसा नहीं लगता. और अगर अच्छी चीज है तो उसको हम इसी माध्यम से मोटिवेट करेंगे. क्या हम साथ में हैं इसमें? और आखिर में हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश are the 2 languages that we will speak. India is a diversified country in multiple languages, but sentiment is same, our soul is same, our divinity is same. So even if you are not understanding the topic, there is a presentation, you should look at it, learn from it and incorporate. I request the Master of Ceremony to proceed with the other dignitaries. The first session is by Shri Milind ji Parande ji from the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. I request Milind ji to kindly come on the dais along with.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Shri Milind Parande ji, General Secretary, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, joining us here on stage. A big round of applause. And now I would like to welcome Shri Amol Pednekar, CEO for Hindi Vivek, and Pallavi Anvekar, Executive Editor for Hindi Vivek, to join us on stage. I would also request Shri Girish to join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are unveiling the special ITCX edition of Hindi Vivek right here at the very beginning of today's program. May I request Milind Parande ji to do the honor?
Hindi Vivek has done a special edition for the Mahakumbh. This book would be issued to you in the bags and the giveaways today. A big round of applause for this publication, guys.
Special ITCX edition of Hindi Vivek getting unveiled here on stage, ladies and gentlemen. We are so happy to share this moment with you. Very special edition, showcasing the latest and exciting news in the space of temple ecosystem.
Wow.
Thank you very much. And now I would request Shri Milind Parande ji to kindly take the stage and share his words of wisdom with us. Ladies and gentlemen, once again a big round of applause for Shri Milind Parande ji. Sir, please.
This is required now. सभी को जय श्री राम। जब से श्री राम जन्मभूमि मंदिर की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा यह पिछले वर्ष संपन्न हो गई, तो हिंदू समाज में एक जबरदस्त उत्साह भारत में और भारत के बाहर भी है। एंड thousands of temples outside Bharat have also participated in celebrating the Prana Pratishtha of Bhagwan Shri Ram. And since then, many people and many organizations, many groups have come forward to work on temples. I think efforts like Temple Connect also, and there are many other groups who are working outside Bharat and in Bharat who really want to rejuvenate our temple system. वैसे यदि हम देखेंगे तो ये 1000-1500 साल के संघर्ष में यदि हिंदू धर्म, यह हिंदू राष्ट्र, यह हिंदू समाज यदि टिका हुआ है तो उसके अनेक कारण हैं। अपने हिंदू धर्म की आध्यात्मिकता, स्पिरिचुअलिटी, हमारे पूर्वजों का प्रचंड पराक्रम, शौर्य, हमारे माता भगिनियों ने अपना धर्म हमारे घरों में टिका के रखा, यह उनका योगदान, हमारे देश की विशालता, हमारे हिंदू आबादी की विशालता और साथ साथ में हमारी मंदिर व्यवस्था और हमारे पूज्य साधु संत, ऐसे अनेक कारणों से इस झंझावात में, इस आक्रमण में हिंदू समाज आज भी टिका हुआ है। और इसीलिए जो विषय मैं यहाँ आपके सामने रखना चाह रहा हूँ वह यानी अ कैंपेन टू लिबरेट हिंदू टेम्पल्स फ्रॉम गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल। यह मुझे लगता है कि हिंदू समाज ने इस विषय के बारे में कुछ सोचा ही नहीं है, क्योंकि अपने देश में यदि भारत के दक्षिण का हम विचार करेंगे तो जो 5 स्टेट्स है, तेलंगाना, आंध्र प्रदेश, तमिलनाडु, कर्नाटक और केरल, हर एक राज्य में thousands and thousands of temples are controlled by the government. और भारत के अन्य राज्यों में भी, पूर्ण भारत में कम अधिक मात्रा में सरकारी नियंत्रण में हिंदू मंदिर है। मैं इसलिए ये कह रहा हूं कि हिंदू समाज ने इसके बारे में सोचा नहीं है, क्योंकि दिस इज द ग्रेटेस्ट डिस्क्रिमिनेशन अगेंस्ट द हिंदू सोसाइटी। कोई भी चर्च, कोई भी मस्जिद यह केंद्र सरकार या राज्य सरकार या कोई भी कंट्रोल नहीं करते हैं, मगर इस हिंदू बहुमती देश में केवल और केवल हिंदू मंदिर ही सरकारी नियंत्रण में है। यह कितना बड़ा अपमान है हिंदू समाज का। और इसीलिए हिंदू समाज ने इस विषय के बारे में समझने की आवश्यकता है। यह जो प्रक्रिया है, यह प्रक्रिया ब्रिटिशों के कालखंड से ही प्रारंभ हो गई। ब्रिटिशों ने जब देखा कि मंदिरों में इतना बड़ा धन है और साथ साथ में मंदिरों के माध्यम से इतना समाज का उत्थान किया जा रहा है, सेवा का कार्य, धर्म का प्रचार, शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में, सभी क्षेत्रों में हमारे मंदिर काम कर रहे थे। तो हिंदू मंदिर यह हिंदू समाज के पावर सेंटर्स थे और इसीलिए ब्रिटिशों ने बहुत योजना पूर्वक यह सारी की सारी व्यवस्था अपने हाथ में ले ली। भारत स्वतंत्र हो गया, बट दुर्भाग्य से जो पॉलिटिकल नेतृत्व हमको मिला उसने भी हिंदू मंदिरों के ऊपर का कंट्रोल कायम रखा। और आज इसलिए केवल हिंदुओं के मंदिर ही सरकारी नियंत्रण में है कि जो एक अत्यंत डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी, भेदभावपूर्ण व्यवहार हिंदू समाज के साथ में हो रहा है। और जैसे कि भगवान श्री राम लला के प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का विषय संपन्न हुआ है और जैसा कि परम पूजनीय सरसंघ चालक जी ने कहा कि एक तरीके से भारत के स्वतंत्रता का ये पहला लक्षण है। अनेक लोगों ने टीका टिप्पणी की, मगर 1947 में तो हम केवल स्वाधीन हुए। आज भी हमारी राजनीति, आज भी हमारी अर्थनीति, आज भी हमारे अनेक प्रकार के विषय, हमारा न्याय, जस्टिस डिपार्टमेंट, सब कुछ विदेशी पद्धति से चल रहा है। और इसलिए स्वतंत्र नहीं है, स्वाधीन भले ही है। एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू थिंक अबाउट दिस इशू वेरी सीरियसली। आज जो ये मंदिर का आंदोलन हुआ, आज ये मंदिर के आंदोलन के कारण से अनेक लोगों के अस्मिता का जागरण हुआ है। इट हैज बीन अ ग्रेट सोर्स ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन। और इसका परिणाम देख सकते हैं कि यह राम जन्मभूमि आंदोलन के लिए जो धन संग्रह हुआ, समर्पण हुआ और जो सारी सहभागिता हुई, तो पूर्ण देश के 5,32,000 विलेजेस पार्टिसिपेटेड इन दैट। ऐसा भारत में कभी नहीं हुआ है पहले। और लगभग 18 करोड़ परिवारों ने अपना समर्पण देके ये मंदिर के बनाने का विषय अपने हाथ में लिया। हम देखेंगे कि सही में यह मंदिर राम जी का भी है और हमारे सबने बनाया हुआ ऐसा यह मंदिर है। इसमें हम बाहर, देश के बाहर का भी उत्साह देखेंगे कि देश के बाहर अकेले अमेरिका में एक यात्रा निकली केवल अक्षता वितरण की और प्रसाद वितरण की। तो इन अमेरिका अलोन दे विजिटेड over 800 temples by traveling 45,000 kilometers। केवल अमेरिका का प्रवास हुआ। यानी हिंदू समाज का हम उत्साह इसमें देख सकते हैं। और इसीलिए जब से यह राम जन्मभूमि का विषय हुआ है तो संपूर्ण समाज में यह जागरण हुआ है कि भाई बाकी मंदिरों का क्या। और इसीलिए इस सेशन में थोड़े देर आज अनेक लोगों के मन में शंका है कि आज जो हजारों हजारों मंदिर सरकारी नियंत्रण में है और अनेक राजनीतिक दल और अनेक सरकारी अधिकारी यह कह रहे हैं कि केवल इसी तरीके से मंदिर चलने चाहिए, तो इसके लिए ऑल्टरनेटिव क्या है, ये एक बताने का प्रयत्न यहाँ कर रहे हैं। हम लोगों ने, अनेक संस्थाओं ने एकत्र आकर एक प्रारूप बनाया है, प्रपोजल बनाया है फॉर अ न्यू एक्ट, इसके लिए हमने प्रपोज किया है। और इस सारे चिंतन में जो एक थिंक टैंक बना है, उसमें विश्व हिंदू परिषद के कार्यकर्ता है, आचार्य सभा जैसे कुछ संतों के संगठन हैं वो इसमें जुड़े हुए हैं, अधिवक्ता परिषद करके एक अधिवक्ताओं का संगठन है वह भी जुड़ा हुआ है, साथ में सुप्रीम कोर्ट के प्रथित यश वेरी लीडिंग लॉयर्स इसमें जुड़े हुए हैं, और हाई कोर्ट्स के अनेक रिटायर्ड चीफ जस्टिसेस इस इनिशिएटिव के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। और इन सब लोगों ने मिलकर एक प्रपोजल निर्माण किया है कि जो सरकारी नियंत्रण में जो मंदिर है वह पुनः हिंदू समाज के हाथ में कैसे ला सकते हैं। और इसके लिए जो बिंदु यहाँ पर लिखे हुए हैं कि हमारी संकल्पना हिंदू धर्म में, हिंदू संस्कृति में सेंट्रलाइज कंट्रोल की नहीं है, और इसीलिए हमारे मंदिर यह स्वतंत्र ही होने चाहिए, यह बहुत आवश्यक है। साथ ही साथ में इसमें यह आवश्यक है कि उनको मार्गदर्शक कुछ तत्व हो, देश के कानून के दायरे में, विद इन द लॉ, भारत के लॉ ऑफ द लैंड, इसमें वो रहे, मगर उसके बाद भी वो स्वतंत्र रहे, ये बहुत आवश्यक है। और इसलिए जो मूल प्रपोजल है कि कोई भी एक बॉडी बनाकर केवल सरकार के कब्जे से मंदिर लेकर उस दूसरे बॉडी के हाथ में कब्जा दे देना, ऐसी भी सोच नहीं है। इट इज नॉट जस्ट ट्रांसफरिंग द ओनरशिप ऑफ द टेम्पल्स फ्रॉम वन सिस्टम टू अनदर, ऐसी सोच नहीं है। अभी जो विचार इसमें किया गया है प्रपोजल में, एक तो कोई भी गवर्नमेंट, कोई भी पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप और कोई भी ब्यूरोक्रेसी इसके बाहर रखी जाएगी। तो ये आज इनके कंट्रोल में है, नो पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप, नो गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल इन दैट सेंस, and also no bureaucracy will be involved according to this proposal. आज हमारे यहाँ पर भारत में 160 से ज़्यादा, 160 से ज़्यादा पंथ संप्रदाय है, और अनेक संप्रदायों की अपनी अपनी पूजा पद्धति है। तो उन पूजा पद्धतियों का, उन संप्रदायों का सम्मान करके ये व्यवस्था बनाने का सोचा है। आज हम देखेंगे कि अनेक मंदिरों में, जैसे कल भी कुछ वक्ताओं के बातचीत में विषय आया कि कुछ मंदिरों में डिस्क्रिमिनेशन यह हो रहा है, और वह डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ऐसा हो रहा है कि अमुक जातियों के लोगों को मंदिरों में प्रवेश नहीं है, या महिलाओं को मंदिरों में प्रवेश नहीं है, या सभी कम्युनिटीज़ को मंदिरों में प्रवेश नहीं है। तो इसलिए जो प्रपोजल बनाया गया है, इस प्रपोजल में जो मैंने अंत में लिखा है यहाँ पर कि अनुसूचित जाति, जनजाति, महिलाएं और समाज के अधिक से अधिक वर्गों को मंदिरों के एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में सहभागिता का विचार इसमें यह किया गया है। दिस इज द यूनिक फीचर ऑफ दिस प्रपोजल। दूसरी बात है कि आज जैसे कि दक्षिण के अनेक राज्यों में वी आर सीइंग कि टेम्पल लैंड्स है तो वो नॉन हिंदुओं को दिए जा रहे, कुछ जगह पे फ्रंट में कोई पार्टनर करके हिंदू को ले लिया है, या यहाँ पर भी पिछले सरकार के समय तिरुपति की 5 हिल्स टूरिज्म के लिए देने का विषय तय हो गया था, या नॉन हिंदू एम्प्लॉइज को हिंदू मंदिरों में, जिनकी डेटी में श्रद्धा नहीं है, जिनकी मंदिरों की धर्म की व्यवस्था में श्रद्धा नहीं है, ऐसे लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट दी गई थी, और उन्होंने ही क्रिश्चियनिटी और इस्लाम का प्रचार वहां पर प्रारंभ कर दिया था। और इसलिए इसमें बेसिक प्रिंसिपल बताया गया है दैट हिंदू मनी विल बी स्पेंड फॉर हिंदू कॉज। नॉन हिंदू एम्प्लॉयज मंदिर की व्यवस्था में नहीं रहेंगे। यह इसमें एकदम पक्का ये प्रचार किया गया है। दूसरी बात, हमारे मंदिर आज बहुत ही थोड़े मंदिर सेवा का, समाज की सेवा का काम कर रहे हैं, सोशल वर्क कर रहे हैं या दूसरे मंदिरों की उत्थान के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। तो जो धन मंदिरों में आएगा वह मंदिरों के काम के लिए एज वेल एज अपकीप ऑफ द टेम्पल्स, धर्म के प्रचार के काम के लिए, और साथ में नीडी जो है, जरूरतमंद जो हिंदू है, उसके सेवा के लिए लगेगा। हम देखेंगे तो हिंदू समाज ही यदि नहीं बचेगा तो हमारे साधु संत भी सुरक्षित नहीं है। हम लक्ष्मणानंद जी का उदाहरण देखते हैं। पूज्य लक्ष्मणानंद जी की हत्या यह ओडिशा में इसीलिए की गई कि उन्होंने हजारों ईसाई बनाए गए जनजातीय क्षेत्र के अपने हिंदू बंधुओं को पुनः हिंदू धर्म में लाया। पूज्य शांति काली जी महाराज जो त्रिपुरा के, उनकी भी हत्या नक्सलियों ने और टेररिस्ट ने इसीलिए की कि उन्होंने धर्मांतरण का विरोध किया। पूज्य स्वामी श्रद्धानंद जी की भी हत्या इसीलिए हुई कि उन्होंने लाखों ईसाइयों को यह और मुसलमानों को हिंदू धर्म में प्रवेश दिया। जब तक हिंदू समाज आस्थावान नहीं है, श्रद्धावान नहीं है और हिंदू समाज बड़ी मात्रा में नहीं है, हमारे मंदिर, हमारे साधु, हमारा धर्म और देश कुछ भी सुरक्षित नहीं है। और इसीलिए मंदिरों ने धर्म प्रचार के काम में लगना चाहिए। यह बहुत आवश्यक काम है। एवरी टेम्पल मस्ट डू हिंदू धर्म का प्रचार, यह आवश्यक है। और इसलिए मंदिरों को केवल अपने मंदिर में आने वाले भक्तों की चिंता नहीं करनी है, हमारे परिसर में क्या हो रहा है, वहां पे क्या एंटी हिंदू एक्टिविटीज चल रही है क्या, तो कोई गांव, कोई बस्ती गोद लेकर वहां काम करना यह हर मंदिर के लिए बहुत आवश्यक है। तो यह एक्टिविटी इसमें यह की जाएगी। आज हम बिहार में देखेंगे, इन बिहार the temple lands are usurped by the criminal elements. Also, पूर्ण देश भर में भी यही चित्र दिख रहा है। इसलिए टेम्पल प्रॉपर्टीज की रक्षा यह भी इसमें प्रपोज्ड है। आज अनेक लोगों के मन में शंका है कि सारे पुजारी और जो काम करने वाले मंदिर के लोग हैं उनके बारे में क्या होगा। तो यह सोचा गया है कि किसी का भी नुकसान न हो, ऐसी ही व्यवस्था यह पुजारियों के लिए बनाई जाएगी। आज अनेक राज्यों में पुजारियों को मिनिमम वेजेस भी नहीं मिल रहे, सरकारी नियंत्रण के मंदिरों को। तो पुजारियों को मिनिमम वेजेस कम से कम मिले, ज़्यादा भी मिले तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। और किसी का भी ये ट्रांसफर में नुकसान नहीं होना चाहिए, ये बहुत बड़ा विषय है। उनकी सेफ्टी, उनका प्रशिक्षण और उनका वेलफेयर, उनकी शिक्षा, इसके बारे में भी चिंता इस प्रपोजल में की गई है। आज ये करेंगे कैसा, तो एक प्रपोजल ऐसा है कि एक राज्य स्तर पे एक परिषद बनाई जाएगी और उस परिषद में कौन कौन रहेंगे। जो परिषद बनाई जाएगी राज्य स्तर पे, धार्मिक परिषद, तो उसमें उस राज्य के जो प्रमुख संप्रदाय है, 8-10 संप्रदाय, उनके प्रमुख आचार्यों को इस धर्म परिषद में, धार्मिक परिषद में लिया जाएगा। बाद में जिनको कानून की अच्छी जानकारी है, ऐसे हाई कोर्ट के रिटायर्ड जस्टिसेस लिए जाएंगे। बाद में एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू 2-3 रिटायर्ड सिविल सर्वेंट्स लिए जाएंगे। फिर फाइनेंस एंड मैनेजमेंट, इसको समझने वाले समाज के कुछ एक्सपर्ट्स इसमें लिए जाएंगे। साथ ही में जो शास्त्र विधि विधान आगम मंदिरों की सारी पूजा पद्धति, इसमें जो तज्ञ ऐसे विद्वानों को भी इसमें लिया जाएगा, और ऑल्सो वेरियस सेक्शंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी, जैसे मैंने कहा अनुसूचित जाति जनजाति, महिलाएं, अन्य वर्ग, और ऐसे सारे प्रमुख लोग इस परिषद में लिए जाएंगे। पहली परिषद कौन बनाएगा, ये एक बहुत प्रमुख प्रश्न है, और इसीलिए टू कीप इट नॉन कंट्रोवर्शियल एक प्रपोजल ऐसा दिया हुआ है कि उस राज्य का सिटिंग मुख्यमंत्री और बाद में लीडर ऑफ द अपोजिशन और तीसरे यानी मुख्य न्यायाधीश हाईकोर्ट के, एक प्रपोजल है, देयर मे बी अ चेंज इन दिस, बट ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट से सारी, ये तीनों लोग सभी पूर्ण समाज से बातचीत करके इसकी नियुक्ति करेंगे, एंड देन दिस धार्मिक परिषद विल बी इंडिपेंडेंट, इट विल नॉट बी कंट्रोल्ड बाय एनीबडी, इट विल बी इंडिपेंडेंट लाइक दैट। इसमें जैसा मैंने कहा है वो बात हो गई। अभी जो धार्मिक परिषद में आएंगे, जैसे राज्यसभा की पद्धति है कि 2-2 वर्ष के बाद में 1/3 लोग रिटायर होते जाएंगे एंड दे विल बी रिप्लेस बाय न्यू पीपल, तो किसी की प्रभुत्व नहीं होगा, किसी एक का कंट्रोल राज्य परिषद के ऊपर नहीं होगा, ऐसी व्यवस्था भी इसमें रहेगी। इनके माध्यम से जिला स्तर पे भी ऐसी ही समिति का निर्माण होगा, और फिर वह जिला परिषद यह हर टेम्पल की समिति बनाएगी। द टेम्पल कमिटी विल बी ऑटोनॉमस, अपने धन का क्या करना है, कैसा खर्चा करना है, विधि विधान क्या करना है, ऐसी सारी बातें टेम्पल कमिटी स्वयं करेगी। इसलिए एक 3 स्तरीय व्यवस्था, तो जो राज्य धार्मिक परिषद है और जिला धार्मिक परिषद है, यह केवल मार्गदर्शक रहेगी, इट विल नॉट बी अ कंट्रोलिंग यूनिट, इट विल बी अ फैसिलिटेटिंग यूनिट और अ गाइडिंग यूनिट ओनली, इट विल नॉट बी अ कंट्रोलिंग यूनिट, एंड सो टेम्पल समिति ऑटोनॉमस रहेगी, ये इसमें हमने सोचा है। अभी मंदिर बनेंगे तो झगड़े होंगे कुछ न कुछ, कहाँ ट्रस्टियों के बीच में हो सकते हैं, कहाँ ट्रस्टी पुजारी के बीच में हो सकते हैं, कभी जो भाड़े से रह रहे उनके साथ हो सकते हैं, मंदिरों के प्रॉपर्टीज के बारे में हो सकते हैं। सो व्हाट विल बी द डिस्प्यूट रिजोल्यूशन मैकेनिज्म, ये बहुत महत्व का विषय है, नहीं तो सारी बातें पुनः कोर्ट और गवर्नमेंट के पास पहुंच जाएगी। और इसलिए इसमें एक डिस्प्यूट रिड्रेसल मैकेनिज्म यह प्रपोज किया हुआ है। इसमें जो ट्रेडिशंस हैं, मंदिर की परंपराएं हैं, शास्त्राधार है, इन सब को समझने वाले लोगों का एक आर्बिट्रेटर्स का पैनल बनाया जाएगा, और झगड़े वाले दोनों पार्टियां जिस आर्बिट्रेटर को मान्य करेंगे वही उसका निकाल देगा। तो एक तरीके से फॉर रिड्रेसल सहमति से यह आर्बिट्रेटर तय होगा। यदि समझ लीजिए कि आर्बिट्रेटर का निर्णय किसी को मान्य नहीं हुआ, तो फिर इसके लिए एक धार्मिक न्यायाधिकरण भी बनाया गया है, जिसमें एक रिटायर्ड सीनियर जुडिशियल ऑफिसर और 2 हिंदू धर्मशास्त्र के ट्रेडिशंस को मानने वाले लोग इसमें रहेंगे कि जो इसका निर्णय दे सकेंगे। एज अ लास्ट रिजोर्ट फिर कोई हाईकोर्ट में जा सकेगा। इसमें प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ प्रॉपर्टीज का विषय है, तो स्वयं धार्मिक परिषद को तो अधिकार नहीं है, इसलिए गवर्नमेंट के कमिश्नर को इस व्यवस्था में लिया जाएगा, हु विल हैव द राइट टू कॉन्फिस्केट प्रॉपर्टीज फ्रॉम पब्लिक। तो मंदिर की प्रॉपर्टीज कॉन्फिस्केट करके मंदिर को वापस लौटाना, ये काम करने वाली एक व्यवस्था यह इसमें दी जाएगी। अभी जो बातें हो रही है कि एक वेलफेयर फंड यह राज्य स्तर पे बनाया जाएगा। उसमें कोई लिमिट से जो हर राज्य में बदल सकती है। यदि 25 लाख रुपए तक जिस मंदिर की आमदनी होगी तो उन्होंने कुछ धन राज्य को देना चाहिए, परिषद को, कि जिसमें से जो कमजोर मंदिर है उन कमजोर मंदिरों की चिंता हो सके। जिन मंदिरों के पास में खुद का धन नहीं है उन मंदिरों की चिंता करने की जिम्मेदारी ये राज्य परिषद की रहेगी। और इसलिए एक हिंदू सार्वजनिक निधि वेलफेयर फंड ये उसके लिए बनाने का प्रपोजल दिया गया है। एंड सेकेंडली, मंदिरों के इस काम के लिए विदेशी धन भी आ सके और CSR फंड भी हो सके, इस तरह का कानून में प्रावधान किया गया है, जो कि आज नहीं है। हम लोग यहाँ पर जब ये विषय लेकर अनेक वर्षों से विश्व हिंदू परिषद कार्य कर रही है, तो अभी एक जागरण के दृष्टि से ऐसा सोचा गया कि आज वातावरण पूर्ण देश में बन रहा है, तो एक बड़ा पब्लिक प्रोग्राम ये अवेकनिंग कैंपेन करके करना चाहिए। और इसीलिए 5 जनवरी को एक बहुत बड़ा कार्यक्रम आंध्र प्रदेश विजयवाड़ा में किया गया। तो ये जो एक प्रपोजल हमने बनाया है, ये प्रपोजल विश्व हिंदू परिषद के कार्यकर्ताओं ने मिलकर इस राज्य के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी को दिया कि यहाँ के जो आंध्र प्रदेश के सभी गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल टेम्पल्स है वो आंध्र प्रदेश के समाज को आप वापस करिए। ये कहने के लिए हम गए थे उनके पास में। तो इस तरीके से हर राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री को अभी हम मिलने वाले हैं और उनको ये प्रपोजल देने वाले हैं कि आपके राज्य के सभी गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल टेम्पल्स, द हिंदू सोसाइटी इज केपेबल ऑफ टेकिंग केयर ऑफ इट्स टेम्पल्स, है ना। ये मुख्य बात है। हिंदू समाज नालायक नहीं है। अपने मंदिरों की चिंता हिंदू समाज स्वयं कर सकता है, दूसरे सरकार की जरूरत उसके लिए नहीं है। तो ये जो कार्यक्रम हुआ, ये विजयवाड़ा की सभा है। विदाउट इशू कितने 3 लाख लोग एकत्र आए थे। 3 लाख लोग केवल मंदिरों को मुक्त करने के लिए। यह जो मांग है, यह प्रचंड ऐसा कार्यक्रम हो गया। अनेक साधु संत, मंच के ऊपर लगभग 250 साधु संत आंध्र प्रदेश के एकत्र आए थे। और मैं इसलिए बता रहा हूं कि कितना उत्साह लोगों के मन में इस विषय के बारे में है। और इसके लिए अभी भविष्य की जो कल्पना है कि देश भर के, इसको स्विच ऑफ कर सकते हैं, देश भर के सभी राज्यों में इस वर्ष अभी हम योजना लेकर जा रहे हैं कि मुख्यमंत्रियों से एक प्रपोजल जाके लेके मिलेंगे और फिर हर राज्य की जो विधानसभा और विधान परिषद है, our कार्यकर्ताज will be meeting all the elected members of the Vidhan Sabha in maximum number of states all over the country। और देश में फिर ऐसे जैसा आज का गैदरिंग है, ऐसे लर्नेड पीपल फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी इन ईच स्टेट हम लोग उनकी सभा करके ये विषय उनके सामने रखेंगे। प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस होगी और देश के 2, 3, 4 जगह पर इस वर्ष भर में, जैसी बड़ी सभा विजयवाड़ा में हुई वैसे इस वर्ष भर में 3-4 बड़ी जागरण की सभा पूर्ण भारत में होने वाली है। मेरा आपसे निवेदन है कि आप तो सारे प्राइवेट टेम्पल्स है, तो यह जो विषय है यह गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल टेम्पल्स के बारे में केवल है, मगर यह संपूर्ण हिंदू समाज की जिम्मेदारी है कि हिंदू मंदिर यह मुक्त होकर हिंदुओं के हाथ में आने चाहिए। और इसलिए हम सबको इसके लिए प्रयास करना पड़ेगा। यह एक बहुत महत्व का विषय है कि जो आगामी कुछ वर्षों में हम देखेंगे कि ये फलीभूत होते हुए, इट विल बी अ फ्रूटफुल थिंग, इट विल बी अ प्रॉब्लम दैट विल बी रिजॉल्व्ड, ऐसा हम देख रहे हैं। तो पूर्ण समाज का जागरण करने का यह विषय जो हाथ में लिया हुआ है, वह विषय मैंने आपके सामने रखा है। एक 10-15 मिनट हमारे हाथ में, कुछ इसके बारे में किसी के मन में, इफ देर आर एनी क्वेश्चंस और क्वेरीज और सजेशंस, फॉर दैट वी हैव केप्ट फॉर सम डिस्कशन। हाँ जी, हु विल गिव सम माइक टू देम? उधर खड़े हैं पीछे। प्लीज इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ एंड देन आस्क द क्वेश्चन इन शॉर्ट।
जय श्री राम। राम मोहन, गौरी बिदनूर, कर्नाटका। मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ कि मंदिरों में ये दसरा दिवस पर और दूसरा हमारा फेस्टिवल्स होता है ना, तभी मुस्लिम वालों को सभी माइक सेट लाइटिंग सभी देता है। वो बड़ा हम लोग मीडियम यूथ है ना, वो लोग नहीं बोलता है। बड़े लोग होता है ना, उसमें हमारा परिषद में प्रेसिडेंट और सेक्रेटरी वो बोलता है नहीं देना करके बोलता है। इसीलिए हमें उनको क्या समझाएं, और हमारा लोग सभी इकट्ठा होता है ना, तभी कोई ऐसा है परवाह नहीं छोड़ दो उनको करको बोलता है। ये उन्हें पैसा कम में देता है और हिंदू वाला ने ज़्यादा देता है, रेट ज़्यादा बोलता है। इसको क्या करना है, हमें उनको समझाना है।
आई हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट ही हैज सेड। क्या बोला है उन्होंने?
मैं बोलता हूँ अभी मंदिरों में त्योहार होता है ना, दसरा, दीपावली और उगादी में,
हाँ।
तभी समय पे हमारा कुछ लोग बोलता है, हमारा मंदिर का प्रमुख होता है ना, उन लोगों ने बोलता है मुस्लिम वालों को लाइटिंग, साउंड सिस्टम सभी दिया तो परवाह नहीं छोड़ो, उन्हें भी दे सकता है। हमको क्या परिंदा है इसमें करके बोल रहा है।
देखिए, मैंने जो बोलना है वो बोल दिया। हिंदू मनी फॉर हिंदू कॉज, समझने वाले को इशारा काफी है। और क्या बोलूं मैं?
Excuse me.
Sir, myself is Advocate R.S. Patil from Solapur, Siddheshwar Devasthan, Solapur. I am asking the question to you, sir. Sir, just now you have pronounced your opinion regarding the protection of property of mandir. Sir, if somehow our properties are rented to the other persons, but to take the possession of that properties, it is very difficult and very tedious to us. Sir, because of this reason I am asking to you, sir, please exempt our Rent Control Act from mandir purposes, temple and mandir purposes. Semi-government and government is not having a Rent Control Act, such that you exempt all the mandir properties from Rent Control Act. So we will get the possession of that properties to us, and
Okay.
it is very easy to
I will
make it the one type of law or
ठीक है।
मेरा
I
नाम
will note down your topic and we will discuss with our experts and think.
okay, sir.
मेरा नाम टी.के. स्वामीनाथन है। मैं पूना के कार्तिक मंदिर का चीफ ट्रस्टी हूँ और मैं इस सभा में आया हूँ आज। हमारी जो मंदिर है ये इसका इस साल स्वर्ण जयंती है, 50 साल हो गए हैं। एक आर्मी के यूनिट टेम्पल जैसे इसका शुरुआत हुआ था और उसके बाद इसकी प्रगति होते गई है। मुझे 2-3 बहुत महत्व के जो चीज़ दिखे हैं, जो मैं चाहता हूँ कि हम सब हिंदू मंदिर जो चलाते हैं और जिससे उनका संबंध है उनको सोचना चाहिए। और ये बहुत महत्व की बात है कि प्राचीन युग में हिंदू हर प्रकार से वृक्ष, वन और प्राणी इनकी सुरक्षा देखते थे। इनकी सुरक्षा
हम सवाल पूछने के लिए यहाँ पे हैं।
Okay.
यहाँ पे हम कोई भी प्रकार से टेम्पल टॉक्स का स्टेज है वहाँ पे, जहाँ पे सबको बात करने का एक अवसर मिलेगा। सर, सो अभी हम यहाँ पे सवाल जवाब नहीं कर रहे हैं।
I will just ask a
1
question.
minute, only 1 minute प्लीज। हाँ, कंप्लीट कर लीजिए सर।
सो मेरी ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि हमें ये जो मंदिर हैं इनके ऑब्जेक्ट्स में हमें वन और प्राणी इनके संरक्षण के लिए भी सोचना है और उसके लिए उनके ट्रस्ट डीड में या एक्ट में कुछ तब्दीली करनी है।
एक अलग से अभी एक पर्यावरण का विषय लेकर हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं और इसलिए वन और पानी ये दोनों भी उसके हिस्से है। तो मंदिरों को भी योगदान होना चाहिए, ये बात हम अलग से कर रहे हैं.
सर
कहाँ है?
हाँ जी, so I think we will, because we are limited with time, a big round of applause for the session by Milind Parande ji. We have a lot of questions, we have a lot of suggestions and inputs.
Girish ji, just one suggestion.
No, sir, आप तो घर के हैं, अब सजेशन मत लीजिए, अब आपको अलग चीज में उसको लाइन अप करना है, अब मत करिए. धन्यवाद. I request Shri Shekhar Reddy ji to please come up on stage for the felicitations.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Sir,
Milind
please.
for joining us here today. And we request Shri Shekhar Reddy ji to kindly felicitate Shri Milind Parande ji for joining us here at ITCX 2025, ladies and gentlemen. This is the year where we join hands with new collaborations, new partnerships, new ideas, new insights, and new innovation in the space of temple ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Shri Milind Parande ji.
Venkatramana,
Yes, let the
Govinda.
applauses go on. Thank you very much, sir. We are deeply grateful to you. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to invite and introduce our next speaker on stage. Our next speaker is also known as the Singham of Karnataka. And this name he has got for his firm stand against illegal activities and corruption. He has served as an IPS officer before joining politics. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome on stage State President, BJP Tamil Nadu, Shri K. Annamalai. Let's hear it for Shri K. Annamalai ji, everybody. Welcome, sir. Namaskaram.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீராம், ஓம் நமக் சிவாய. அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய அன்பான காலை வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். I take this opportunity to seek the blessings of our elders, Param Pujya Swamijis who are sitting here and guiding us, and also the wonderful delegates who are part of this very unique Temple Connect program. At the outset, I take the opportunity to thank and express my heartfelt appreciation for the chairman of this convention, Prasad Lad ji, and the founder was instrumental behind making this convention, an event where the whole of Bharat is assembled in Tirupati today, Girish Kulkarni ji. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I am very happy and very delighted. Temple Connect program last year in Varanasi and this year in Tirupati is able to bring our Swamijis, our Adinams, our Gurus one end. At the other end, very, very young, enthusiastic people. Nowhere I've seen a gathering in which youngsters are present very passionately. They want to take the temple economics to a different level. Make sure Sanatana Dharma keeps prospering. And at the same time, rediscover what we have lost and bring those things to the mainstream. At the same time, on the other end, we have our elders who are guiding us, helping us to rediscover what we have lost over the last 250 years, trying to bring it back to the mainstream. That is why this gathering is very unique. Passionate youngsters in the one end, and our senior elders in the other end. If you look at many of the global cities, if you take last 1,000 years, the cities which were present 1,000 years before, cities which are present now, many cities have vanished. Cities which have withstood 1,000 years, even now, which are centers of civilization, If we take cities like Varanasi, cities like Madurai, cities like Ujjain, cities like Pushkar, if we take some of the cities, very clearly we can find cities which should withstand the ravages of time, which are standing for the last 1,000 years. Very clearly we can connect all those cities are temple cities. Only temple cities are eternal cities. They're there for a long, long time. Other day I was reading an article by a temple researcher called Sandeep Singh Ji. I think today or tomorrow is also talking here. He has gone through some of the American cities. Cities like Detroit around World War II, which were the cradles of automobile manufacturing. It lost 25% of its population between 2000 and 2010. Those cities are fast coming down. At one point of time, big cities. Even now in India, some cities are called Detroit of India. If you go to Coimbatore, a city in which I'm living now, they say Coimbatore is Detroit of South India. But if you look at the status of Detroit, it is fast vanishing. Cities like Atlantic City, which is known for its gambling and which is known for its entertainment industry, it is one of the top 10 dying cities in US. It is the 9th out of 10 dying city. So cities which made a name in some sector, some industry, it is all fast going down. But cities which are eternal are our cities in which a temple is the fulcrum of that city. Very clearly from history we can understand. That is why this convention is very important, because we are trying to find a common denominator that is connecting all the temple cities. We are using the word called temple economics. We have heard a lot of economic theory. What is the temple economics? How can temple be the fulcrum of generating economic activity around that area? And more importantly, drive Bharat's growth. We are standing in this very, very holy Tirupati. We are all sitting at the feet of Lord Venkateshwara. This is not a very ordinary temple, not a very ordinary city. This temple is alone worth, if Tirupati Devasthanam is listing in the Indian stock market, its valuation will be 2.5 lakh crore. That will be the valuation of the Tirupati temple. And people have calculated the valuation by using smart metrics. This temple has got close to 10 tons of gold in the bank, 2.5 tons of gold as ornaments, 16,000 crore as bank deposit, 960 properties across India, Bharat. If somebody is doing a smart valuation, it comes to close to 2.5 lakh crore as market cap. To compare Tirupati Devasthanam to some of the large multinational companies in the world, a company like Nestle, a multinational company more than 100 years old, Nestle is around 2,10,000 crore market cap. If you look some of the big oil companies in India, like ONGC, it is around 1.6 lakh crore. Maybe there is something right Tirupati has done. There is something right that is happening in the Tirupati Devasthanam, which was formed by an act in 1932, which underwent some changes. There is a semblance of government control. At the same time, there is a freedom and autonomy also in the board, which has made Tirupati to be a temple in the last 100 years, especially after 1932, to reach this position, to reach this preeminent position. Nowhere in the world we can boast these numbers. Vatican City has seen 90 lakh people visiting it last year. Mecca, Saudi Arabia, 2 crore visited. The city where we are now, Tirupati, it had 3 crore people visiting it last year. One temple, one city had 3 crore people. Again, if somebody is getting into the economics behind Tirupati, of course, temple is big. Of course, Lord Venkateshwara is blessing us. There is a big market cap. There is a huge amount of money. Whether it is trickling down, Harvard has done a study understanding with respect to Tirupati, what is the market forces that is shaping up the city. If somebody has got the time, if you're looking at the Tirupati city per se, the employment that is getting generated, 38% of employment in Tirupati city is more on the trade, and transportation. It is all linked to the temple economy. 19% is closely linked to food manufacturing, value addition in the food industry, everything. If you see, this temple, the whole district, the whole ecosystem around this place is connected to the offerings and service of God, which creates millions and millions of employment generation. Unfortunately, in our country after 1947, for a long time, the Marxist concept of history, it always felt temples are a waste. It always felt temples are a wastage because some old kings who did not have any job, just to create labor and employment, they built temples. That is a Marxist version of history that was prevalent in our country for a long, long time. When we talk about Ayodhya, where Lord Ram is majestically back there, and even now in our country, the debate is, what is the point of spending so much money? Who spent that money? Whether it is worth it? In states like Tamil Nadu, even people sitting in government will say, Government of India is wasting so much money in Ayodhya. That is the narrative they try to set. But for common people like you and me, we understand what Ayodhya is trying to do. 85,000 crore investment going to happen in the next 10 years. Crores of people visiting. The kind of economic activity Ayodhya is generating, it is going to have a trickle-down economics to the last person. The person who is involved in the flower business, the person who is assembling the flower, right from agarbatti, right from the puja saman, right from the manufacturing. It is going to create a huge ecosystem that is going to be built around temple economics. The last 10 years, we can confidently say, from Kasi to Ujjain to Ayodhya to Puri Jagannathar. Now, if you look at all the places with the modernization, the money that is getting invested, we are seeing straight away a 20% jump of tourists who want to go there. That is very, very important in our country. We are seeing this rebirth of temple economics. We are seeing this rebirth of common people going to a center of worship, which was standing there for 1,000 years. But maybe in the last 250 years, they never had the opportunity to go and see this pristine place. Now, since it is happening, a new kind of market forces operate. If we wait for another 5-10 years, we can clearly bring out papers. On Kashi Vishwanath temple, we can clearly bring out papers to say what the temple is, how many people visited, the trickle-down economics, how many people getting benefited, the total footfall. Again for temple in Ujjain we can bring, again for Ayodhya we can bring, again for Puri Jagannathar temple we can bring. That is why I am very happy. This convention is acting as a catalyst, bringing all the eminent people across India, ideating, generating knowledge, trying to create a common platform where all of us together we can come, we can talk about how in the future temple can drive the economics of Bharat 25 years from now. Because I'm very, very confident Bharat has got 35 lakh temples, big and small. If I'm talking about my own state, Tamil Nadu has got 79,000 temples, 44,121 temples are under the direct control of HRNCE. We have 604 temples that are more than 1,000 years old. But the temples in Tamil Nadu are an entirely different story. If anybody is having an interest, if they try to understand what is happening in Tamil Nadu, what is happening in temples in Tamil Nadu, HRNCA, it is all in shambles. 604 temples more than 1,000 years old, but many people might not even know the names of more than 10. HRNCA, which came in 1925, the current Dravidian party, the previous Avatar Justice Party, the only aim was to throttle. The only aim was to take the spiritual base out of Tamil Nadu. Right from 1926, the first act, the major act which came in 1951. If you look at this whole story, it is a story, a classical story, which will tell us how not to manage and run a temple. A beautiful state, a spiritual state like Tamil Nadu, where the state government has appointed endowment officers illegally, EOs, who control even how a puja should be done, who control right up to the puja articles purchase, who without any training try to repair temples which are 1,000 years old by a cement and mortar, without even having an idea the kind of damage they are doing to a historic place. Now, in Tamil Nadu, over the last 2-3 years, there is a lot of fight happening. There is an awakening that is happening where BJP, the party to which I belong to, we are very clear. Come 2026, one of our central manifesto point, when the NDA and BJP will come to power, day one, we will remove HRNCE Act from Tamil Nadu. All the temples of our state will get freed. Because we are very clear, we are not mentioning this as a political slogan. The reason we are mentioning this is because we have data to back it up. 1986, when the HRNC department published its first policy paper, it had 5,25,000 acres of land under its control. Can you believe? A state which has got thousands of temples, where 44,000 temples are under the direct control of HRNCE. The total acreage they were managing in 1986 is 5,25,000 acres. 10 years later, when they published the second policy paper in 1996, they lost 60,000 acres. Nobody knew what happened to that 60,000 acres because it all went in encroachment. After that, they stopped publishing policy papers. This is a state, this is a temple which officially from 2023 July to 2024 March, for a point of 9 months, total generation, total money that is generated by Tamil Nadu temples is 310 crore. Can somebody believe this? Such a huge temple base, 44,000 temples, direct control of HRNCE, 600 temples more than 1,000 years old. The money they have generated is 310 crore rupee. If I'm digging slightly deep, total land holdings now, 4.5 lakh acres, we have lost approximately 1 lakh acres now. Square feet of site managed by temples, 29 crore 14 lakh. Building square feet, 2 lakh 45,000 crore. This is an asset that Tamil Nadu HRNC manages across all parts of Tamil Nadu. 4.5 lakh acre, 29 crore square feet of site, 2 crore square feet of buildings. If you look at the market rent, if somebody has got a time, they go to that place, they find that building, they put a market rate to it. As per our calculation, every year, bare minimum, they should generate 8,000 crore every year, bare minimum. But unfortunately, politicians have taken control of many of this. 50-year lease, 99-year lease. There are some properties in Tamil Nadu taken by some people, 1 rupee lease for 99 years. It belongs to temple. They've taken it for 1 rupee 99 years. They're just holding it. So that is why the revenue that is shown is just a matter of 300 crore, which is the official document they have published for 9 months. So we are very clear, in the last 20 years, if we put market rate to all the temples mismanaged by the HRNC department in Tamil Nadu, it is close to 95,000 crore of unrealized rent that has happened in Tamil Nadu alone. This could have funded our midday meal schemes for the last 20 years. This is the biggest problem. Now all of us are fighting to make sure the temples of Tamil Nadu realize their pure potential. In the open market, an economics is built around the temple. Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple, there was a controversy. 50 meters from the Meenakshi Amman temple, there is a beef stall. Somebody is cutting a non-vegetarian there. Because it is thoroughly mismanaged. There is no interlinkage connections. The whole ecosystem is not brought in a single place. Only the boundary walls of a temple are managed by an act, but not the areas around the temple which can be regulated. So people don't want to go, no toilets. Even in Thaipusam Day, when millions of people march towards Lord Muruga's sacred abode, you will see lakhs of women and children marching in the road, walking with their bare foot to Lord Muruga's temple. We will not find a single toilet. And people have to wait in queues. And people don't even, over a time what happens? People will start losing their faith in God. The problem with Dravidian politics in Tamil Nadu, which they clearly wanted, right from 1926, they felt you start mismanaging temples. You start taking the spiritual angle out of the places where temples are there, slowly the next generation of people will start losing their faith in Sanatana Dharma. And over a point of time, you can make this state as a so-called secular, the secular word that is defined in most India by the Marxist historians. That is why we are fighting this as a matter of principle. That is why we are very clear, this has to be released from them. If I go one step further, again if you look at HRNCE, audits, the government spends. HRNCE is the only department in Tamil Nadu which refuses to submit itself to CAG. Even after the Madras High Court said the HRNCE has to submit itself to the CAG so that we can audit it, a paper can come out, common people like you and me can know what exactly wrong in the temple. As of now, March 2023, there are 1,87,000 audit objections pending from 1986. Audit objections are pending. How they purchased it, where they purchased it, what is the commission, nobody knows. That is why we keep telling the endowment officers are sitting inside Tamil Nadu temples only as commission agents to loot the temple's money, to suck the temple out of the hard-earned pilgrims' revenue. Now, if I am going one step further, who gave permission to appoint the endowment officers? Because many a time, many of our Adinams have gone to Supreme Court. In 1951, the Dharmapuram Adinam, Sri Subramaniya Desikya Jnana Sambandha Pandara Sannadi Ayya, he went to Supreme Court stating, it is an Adinam temple. Tamil Nadu government doesn't have any right to appoint an EO. So based on this, in 1965 judgment, Supreme Court has cancelled government control over 45 temples. It said you cannot have an EO. These temples are something like Madurai Meenakshi Amban Temple, Srirangam Rangaratha Swami Temple, Tiruvannamalai Arunachala Swami Temple, Tiruchendur Subramaniya Swami Temple. Again, the Tamil Nadu government committed a fraud. In 1965, the same year after the Supreme Court judgment came, they added section 75A, B and C in the act to say, okay, the Supreme Court has given a judgment, we can't immediately come out, we will hold it for 1 more year, after 1 year the government will come. At the same time, the law says, if there is any fight that is happening in the temple, if anybody can come and give a complaint to HRNC department, HRNC department has got the right to appoint an EO for 5 years. Now, based on this fraud, they keep appointing EOs, and that is why recently when somebody went to the court to ask for the appointment letters of all the executive officers in Tamil Nadu, HRNC says we have 600 EO. They couldn't produce appointment letters for 450 executive officers. So it is a constitutional fraud that is happening in the state of Tamil Nadu by the HRNC department, where 450 executive officers are illegally appointed without paper, because whenever the court is asking, they'll always find a way. If common man like you and me, we go to the court for a particular temple, fight it out, then the HRNC lawyer, he comes with a 20,000 page document. They will bury you in paperwork. A common man, a temple administrator, a private temple guy, an Adinam has to fight it again and again and again. It will drag for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years. That is why many of the temples in Tamil Nadu are dragged in court cases where the HRNC has buried them in pages and pages of documents. So though it is an opportunity for me in this platform to talk about the vision that we have for Tamil Nadu, at the same time I'm talking about the lacuna and the problems that the state is currently having. That is why we are very, very clear. Day one, when Lord Venkateshwara gives us the opportunity for NDA to come to power, we want to remove this illegal act and free all the 44,121 temples free from HRNC. Then, just imagine the kind of temple economics we will be able to generate. The money that temples can generate, temples with the money in Tamil Nadu, the kind of hundi collection that happens, it can run all the government schools around the temple, it can run. It can take care of all the civic infra of that particular city. It can run engineering schools. It can also run centers of excellence for science. That is the kind of revenue, even at the mismanaged level, Tamil Nadu temples are able to generate. That is why it is so heartening for us to see when there is an Ayodhya, temple economics wise, when it makes sense. When Kashi Vishwanatha temple economics wise, when it makes sense. When Ujjain, temple economics wise, when it makes sense. It gives lot of confidence for a common man. Even 70, 80 years of Dravidian political brainwashing, they will get that confidence seeing every time somebody travels to Kumbh Mela. Every time they see the meticulous organization that is happening. Every time they see 60, 70 crores of people coming there, very peacefully going out. Every time when people see that, their faith on Sanatana Dharma, especially for the youngsters, will keep increasing. Because it is very important in this age and time where everything is questioned. For everything, people want a science rationality. Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. Only when people go and see how temples are beautifully managed, no semblance of VIP control, everybody treated fairly and equally, everybody standing in the queue even for 30 minutes, but somebody not bypassing the queue simply because he's a VIP, then it reinstills a lot of faith in Sanatana Dharma that everybody is treated equally and everybody will go there equally. The second one, I think it is also important, a conscious call for Sanatana Dharma to gain more deep roots into anybody who is criticizing us. Not only we do a temple economics, but also the concept of Dharma, we bring it back. In the sense, no VIP culture. All temples should be riddled, should be free of the VIP culture that is prevalent in many of the temples, where a common man comes, waits in the queue, but there is a certain class of people who have got the privilege to go there, do the darshan and come out. I think that is also something which, as a person, I believe that is very, very important for us to get connected with the youngsters so that they know everybody is treated fairly and equal. So these are the small things at a conscious level we can start doing. And more importantly, in Tamil Nadu, if you look at the age-old Dharmanomics, right from Rajaraja Cholan's period, Chola period, if I'm again going thousands of years back, right from the Brihadeeswara temple, the whole temple is not only grandly constructed, but also a system was put in place by the Cholas to make sure the temple economics goes down deep. Even for the fuel which is needed for lighting up the lamp, even for the ghee that is needed, they went to such meticulous level to decide if there is a poor family of that area, 6 sheep will be given to them, and the ghee that is coming from that sheep will be used in the temple. And once the sheep gives birth to their offspring, they have gone to that detailing to say, when somebody, after achieving 6 sheep, should gift the 7th sheep to another guy who doesn't have a sheep. To that level of detailing in Tanjavur Brihadeeswara temple, if somebody has got the time to decipher the inscriptions, they have mentioned. Even for destitute women, there are clear rules written 1000 years back in our Dharmanomics, who should take care. A married woman without children, temple should take care. A person who is differently able, temple should take care. To that level of detailing, temples were acting as a centers of Dharma, a bridge between the privileged and not so privileged. That point of time, we didn't have a law. It is all inscribed in stone so that none of us can deviate from what is there. I'm very, very sure coming years, with the blessings of elders, Sanatana Dharma and Dharmanomics model from Bharat, maybe in 25 years, 50 years from now, it should go across the world as a model for equality, as a model for fraternity, as a model where people can come together, as a model temple will be the arbiter between the haves and the have-nots. So there is no unrest in any parts of the world. I think that is a larger vision. To reach there, it is very important. The temple cities and temples, they become centers of excellence. It is very important, especially in a state like Tamil Nadu, the temples are completely freed from the HRNC department. It is more important, very important more than that, once freeing the old model in which the temples were run by a group of trustees. Now people can say, okay, you have freed it, day one. After freeing it, will it lead to more chaos? The whole idea of bringing this act, because they felt it is dominated by the priestly class. The Dravidian forces are very happy to use the word called Brahmin domination. That's how the politics of Tamil Nadu is for the last 50, 60, 70 years. They say, no, the Brahmin class will come and dominate temple. That is why in 1926 we freed. If anybody has got free time to roam around Tamil Nadu temples, we see temples, how beautifully it is structured. Different caste groups, they do puja in temple. For example, my Kuladevada temple, it is not a so-called forward caste which does puja. It is a so-called backward caste who will do a puja, and all of us will stand there and take prasad. That is there for the last 350 years. Temples are in Tamil Nadu where a lot of our mothers and sisters, they are chief puja. It is all there for 100 of years. There are temples where our scheduled caste brothers and sisters, they are the chief pujaris in main temples, and everybody will stand in line. But somehow, in the 250 years of mischievous history, all these are undocumented. After HRNC has come, they have taken it whole, and they're trying to do a lot of nonsense. I think it is very important. We have to go back to the roots. And many temples were built by certain communities, owned by certain communities, and they had a very prescribed way. We are very clear. We have a model to run temples once we free it. And this model is based on fraternity. This model is based on equality. This model can make temple more accessible to all the people, unlock the revenue potential of all the offerings inside the temple, and more importantly, generate trickle-down economics which can go down well. So I thank the Temple Connect program for giving me an opportunity to come here and want to talk about what is wrong in Tamil Nadu temples, the constitutional fraud that is happening, and the fight. Millions of people are fighting. There are people, hundreds of people who have dedicated their whole lives to take HRNC only to court. That is one side that has happened. But what is more important is the political change. The people giving their verdict to a political party to come and usher in this change. That is one part. And second, the temple economy that is happening in our country, that is creating a model for other temples to emulate. That is one part. A famous temple like here, TDD, which is a beacon of hope. A temple that is well managed, 2.5 lakh crore asset that we are looking. And coming years, more people will start going to temples. We will only see increasing number of people going. That number is not going to come down. We are seeing 20% year on increase to increase where temples are well maintained. That is the only way, I believe, of uniting Bharat, not by giving fancy speeches by politicians. One temple starts opening up, people starts visiting a temple. A South Indian visiting Kashi, South Indian visiting Ayodhya, somebody from the northern part, Uttarakhand, visiting Rameshwaran temple, somebody visiting Meenakshi, somebody visiting Palani, somebody visiting all the temple. That is how always Bharat was built. People visiting temples, people forgot their language, people didn't know the difference between them. Once we start doing it and reconnecting it back, Bharat will always be connected, and I'm very sure God will give all of us an opportunity to be a part of this massive process in the future. I again take the opportunity of the organizers who are sitting here for giving me an opportunity to come and present here some humble viewpoints. I'm very, very aware this is a stage where a lot of people are doing massive work. A lot of people have done massive work. They're coming here and speaking. A small man like me who has got a vision with a team to keep bringing these changes. I also got this opportunity to present my viewpoint. I thank all of you for giving me that opportunity and for your patient listening. Thank you so much. Jai Bharat.
Thank you very much, Shri K. Annamalai ji. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for State President, BJP Tamil Nadu. Sir, please stay back with us for 30 more seconds. I would like to invite Shri Sunil Ji Deshpande to kindly join us on stage, along with Girish Vasudev Kulkarni, the founder of ITCX and of course the Temple Connect, to kindly felicitate our Speaker, State President, BJP Tamil Nadu. Ladies and gentlemen, Shri K. Annamalai ji. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and passionate address, for highlighting the key issues that the temples in the south are facing and how we can solve them with new innovations and ideas. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us at the ITCX 2025. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let the applauses be the music here today, because I am now going to introduce the next session on stage. Joining us next on stage is a panel, an illustrious panel rather, and it is going to be talking about temple education. You know, our temples are not just the places of devotion, but also the centers of spiritual education. To explore the topic of temple education further, we have two esteemed speakers who will bring valuable insights and expertise right before you. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, with your thunderous applause, we would like to invite on stage Dr. Suresh Havare, a visionary leader, scholar, and the chairman of the Shirdi Sai Baba Trust. Please put your hands together and welcome Dr. Suresh Havare on stage. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. And up next we have Shri Uday Salunkhe ji, Director of Wellington Institute of Management, Development and Research. Please put your hands together. Let there be a resounding applause welcoming our two expert speakers on stage. And along with them, I would also request Shri Girish Vasudev Kulkarni ji, who is the founder for ITCX and Temple Connect, to join us for this session. May we have you on stage, Girish ji, please. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this panel focuses on temple education. And now to take the conversation forward, may I kindly invite Dr. Suresh Havare ji to kindly join us and share his special remarks with us. Please welcome Dr. Suresh Havare, a visionary leader, scholar, and the chairman of the Shirdi Sai Baba Trust. Welcome you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please.
This is the screen, no? I will just test. Yeah, I will just test. Good morning, everybody. Friends, I will be... Yeah. Friends, I will be talking about a very different subject. That is a temple and a part of temple education and temple management. I say the temple is the center of socio-economic transformation of the nation. It is an instrument also for socio-economic transformation of the nation. What are the aims of the temple? Or when I joined Shirdi as a chairman, I asked myself a question, what is my main job? मुझे करना क्या है? So I had only two objectives in my mind. एक तो satisfactory, pleasant, fulfilling and spiritual darshan experience to the devotees. ये मेरा पहला काम है, प्राथमिक काम है. And दूसरा, to ensure that spiritual and cultural heritage of our nation is preserved and protected for the future generation. I have three objectives stated for the temple. One is the temple should be service oriented, it should be devotee oriented, and it should be society oriented. See, Shraddha has a tremendous power. Social benefits can be drawn out of Shraddha, a source of spiritual power and faith, and Shraddha can make devotees follow the guidelines given by the temples. Let me define very briefly what is Shraddha and what is Saburi. Shraddha means you have faith even when you have no answers. That is Shraddha. And what is Saburi? It is not about how long you can wait or how long you are waiting, but it is how well you behave while you are waiting. That is the definition of Shraddha. How the temple should look like. Our temple should be a disciplined temple. There has to be a crowd management education in the temple. There has to be a disaster management plan in place. A devotee engagement plan in place has to be there in the temple. We should have a darshan queue management system, prasad or a mahaprasad management system, service management, and there has to be ISO systems. All SOPs should be in place. Then only we call it an organized temple. There are many aspects of technology that can be used in the temple. Artificial intelligence is the forthcoming and the most important. Virtual reality, face recognition, electronic surveillance. Number of services can be made online, and this is very essential. These are all the aspects of artificial intelligence that could be engaged in the temple. There has to be transparency in the system of temples. So donations, counting, banking, etc., contracts, tenders, vendors, purchase and payments, these all should be transparently done in all the temples. There has to be cleanliness, a clean temple, not only the temple but a clean city, and there has to be a waste management plan in place. Devotee satisfaction is utmost importance. There has to be a spiritual experience. Meditation services can be provided. You should remember that devotee is the deity. भक्त ही भगवान का स्वरूप है. भक्त की सेवा ही भगवान की सेवा है. When I say it should be service oriented, I enlist at least 8 parameters. मंदिर अगर भक्तों को अपील करता है कि हर मंदिर में ये 4 चीजें होनी चाहिए, तो भक्त उसको मानता है, सुनता है. Health services and educational services, these are the 2 aspects which are going out of budget of a common man. And if these services are provided by the temple, they will be highly appreciated by the society. Blood donation is the one item I would suggest for all the temples, because there is no alternative for the blood. If blood donation drives, maybe daily, maybe weekly, maybe monthly, organized by all the temples, society will not be facing shortage of the blood. Then let me talk about health services. I would be taking the example from Shirdi Sai Baba Sansthan. There are 2 hospitals. Totally, during my tenure, I made it totally free. Earlier, around 1,50,000 people were taking the advantage or getting benefited. After making it free, 5.5 lakh people have been benefited. When we started blood donation, we invited people to donate blood. Initially, 15-20 people started donating blood every day. We issued them a certificate with a photograph of Sai Baba and allowed them for direct darshan of the Sai Baba. The mouth of word spread among the devotees, and friends, 150 to 200 people started donating blood every day. Our blood bank was not capable of holding that blood. We invited 25 blood banks from the Maharashtra, and blood was getting supplied from Shirdi Sai Baba temple to all over the Maharashtra. Educational services are run by Shirdi Sai Baba temple. Around 6,000 students are studying. There are girls' school, English medium school, junior college, senior college. Cleanliness, we took the responsibility of cleaning the Shirdi city by the services of the temple. And India Today conducted an all-nation survey, nationwide survey of all the temples and temple cities, and they come out with the finding that Shirdi was the cleanest temple and cleanest temple city out of all the temples they have surveyed, and President of India awarded the first prize to the Shirdi Sai Baba Sansthan. Also, during the cleanliness drive or survection by the state government, Shirdi is being selected as the first cleanest city of the Maharashtra, and 15 करोड़ का एक इनाम हर वर्ष शिरडी नगर पालिका को दिया जाता है. Devotee services, I will not elaborate on that, but भक्तों को यदि भगवान की सेवा करने का अवसर दिया जाए तो भक्त बहुत खुश होते हैं, सेटिस्फैक्शन लेवल उनका बढ़ता है. I will elaborate a little bit on this project. साई बाबा संस्थान में साई बाबा की समाधि पर daily 3.5 tons of flowers were being offered. तो ये फ्लावर का करे क्या, नेक्स्ट दिन होता क्या है, तो ये सब कचरे में चले जाते हैं. मुझे ऐसे लगा भक्तों की भावना का अनादर होता है. We created agarbatti from those flowers, and friends, 200 women of self-help group got employed in this project. 5,000 agarbatti packets were made every day, and 1.5 lakhs rupees were the earning of every day by selling of agarbatti. It became a project of 5 crores annual turnover. 10% of the amount was received by the temple. So temple has earned the money. 200 women got employment and भक्तों की भावना का जो अनादर होता था वो भी इससे रुक गया है. Annadan is being conducted. What we did is we requested people to donate for Annadan. Come out with आपके जन्मदिन पे आपके कोई मैरिज एनिवर्सरी है तो आप अन्नदान में सहभाग कीजिए. 5.5 लाख रुपया केवल एक दिन का अन्नदान होता है. फ्रेंड्स, जैसे ही ये सिस्टम अनाउंस किया, out of 365 days, 250 days were booked by the devotees and people started donating for the Annadan. See, there has to be inclusiveness, temples for all, no restrictions. Birth, date and marriage should be, if you could relate it with the temple, and center for social education. See, temple economy is huge. When I estimated, there are 30. Tirupati Temple Devasthanam has an annual budget of 3,000 crores. Shirdi 1,500 crores. And if you count the resources of all the temples, the temple economy of India is in the range of $1 trillion. And it is a huge, it will support Modi ji's ambition of making our country a 5 trillion economy. Friends, one of the gentlemen, he questioned while making some of the recent temples, कि मंदिर क्यों बनाते हो, मंदिर क्या जॉब देता है क्या? मैं कहता हूँ yes, मंदिर जॉब देता है. Tirupati has employed 16,000 people, Shirdi has employed 5,000 people. Friends, these are the direct employment. But what about the secondary employment? Shops and services, tours and travels, hotels and restaurants, ये सारे employment के साधन हैं. मैं कहता हूँ कि केवल एक टेम्पल में 10 लोगों को यदि एम्प्लॉयमेंट दिया तो भी पूरे भारत में 3 करोड़ लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट देश भर में मिलता है. एंड दैट इज द थर्ड लार्जेस्ट रिसोर्स ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट. नाउ साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट क्या कहता है? मेन, मशीन, मटेरियल, मनी एंड मार्केट, दीज आर द 5 M's ऑफ साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट. एंड फ्रेंड्स, आई से दीज आर ऑल एप्लीकेबल टू द टेम्पल मैनेजमेंट. व्हाट इज द नीड? नीड इज टू क्रिएट skilled and professionally trained manpower who will manage the temples. I wrote a book on temple management. It is available on Amazon. And based on this temple management, there was a group brainstorming for 1 year and create the educational courses on temple management. And I am happy to share with you the success of this group, that certificate course of 6 months, diploma course of 12 months, and MBA in temple management for 2 years. These courses have been created, and another happiness is they have been already commenced in Mumbai University. They have already commenced in Wellington Institute of Management, and very soon they will be commenced in Pune University. These are the pilot exercises, and I would say they are expandable to all India. So these are the syllabus. I will not go in details. 6 months, 12 months, and the MBA in temple management 2 years course. So these are expandable to all India level. Friends, thank you very much for patient listening. I would end my talk with a simple quote, that it is very easy to understand difficult things, but it is very difficult to understand simple things. Very, very much thankful to you, sir. Thank you.
I would now request Shri Uday Salunke ji, after this wonderful presentation by Suresh Havre ji, ex-chairman, Shirdi, a big round of applause. I would now request Uday Salunke ji to please lead us through the points. Wellington Institute is one of the first institutes in the country to initiate a temple management course along with Mumbai University and Pune University. A big round of applause for educating us in this industry. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Girish ji. Namaste, Jai Shri Ram. My respects to the chairman of Temple Management Core Committee, Dr. Suresh Havreji, Sunil Rao Deshpande ji, Girish ji, and even my team of V School, Wellington Institute of Management, and my dear participants who are the first batch participants, ladies and gentlemen, and all Swamiji, Sadhu Sanji from various temples. This time, in fact, we did a first experiment. V School is a 50 years old business school with Mumbai and Bangalore campus, and our trust, Shikshana Prasaraka Mandali Pune, is 137 years old trust, started by 4 primary school teachers. So we are very glad that we could really do something as a contribution to the society. Otherwise, we are a business school, gives MBA, and students look forward to packages like 40 lakh, 50 lakh rupees packages per year. But this is a good cause for the society. And just to begin with, why actually we should go ahead with scientific management education? As you all may know, definitely, that management normally we talk about marketing, finance, human resource, operations, and various kind of management programs. But here you will find the community engagement comes at the top priority. Everyone really gets bound together with respect to their own objectives and actually carrying forward in terms of efficient resource management. Be it human resource, be it all other kinds of resources, which probably management really teaches you that how we can take it forward. Crisis management point of view, you know for sure that many crises happens, but how you should mitigate the risk, how you should learn from the crisis. Crisis in a way also an opportunity to improve. So that's the way crisis management. Legal and ethical compliance. Today, normally we've been told by the government and many regulators that do this, do that, or don't do this, don't do that. But you'll really find we should be governed by self. So self-governance for the individuals and even for the institutions, one should really look at it. At the same time, devotees. I'm sure for Tirupati Balaji, lakhs and lakhs of devotees comes, even in Shirdi, in Maharashtra and many other temples. So when devotees come, is it not a responsibility as a temple management thought process or ecosystem that give them factor which is happiness or delight or maybe wow, how really you feel about it. At the same time, it is a wonderful opportunity for all schools, colleges, universities that we can actually preserve the heritage for our wonderful Bharat, wonderful nation, and for the sustainable future. Everybody today talking about climate change. They are talking about ESG. They are talking about a lot of things by which we can preserve a climate for the future generations. And final point, which is I'm sure Annamalai mentioned, Parandeji mentioned, and even Havre sir did mention that our future temple economy can certainly strengthen the nation's economy. And the dream of our Honorable Prime Minister, which I'm sure all of us cherish, that dream of Viksit Bharat or 2047 can be certainly achieved with the help of temple economy, which will lead to national economy. And employment opportunities, these are just few illustrative, but you will find maybe admin roles, event management, F&B, hospitality. It's a big kind of industry, and which Annamalai also did mention about many those figures, about few lakh crores. So likewise, Havreji mentioned. So I'm sure this is a wonderful opportunity. And how we begin? Actually, we began with the committee which was formed under the chairmanship of Dr. Havreji, and that committee did a brainstorming that how we should go about it. We did need analysis. In fact, some of my faculty colleagues, professors are here, and definitely they visited many temples. Students visited, MBA students visited many temples. They met many stakeholders, be it trustees, be it devotees, be it in fact Pujari, Pandit, or be it some of the authorities, and understand what do you need for managing your temples effectively, what kind of curriculum or knowledge should be given, what kind of skill set should be given. And that really worked well. And at the same time, this is a V School and Temple Connect. I must thank Girish ji that Temple Connect worked very closely. Give them a big hand actually. Temple Connect's role is very great. And it is not only the classroom. The classroom is outside as well. Classroom training is there, but practical knowledge which is also definitely there. And I must request, my first batch, at least out of 22 participants, 12 are here. Would you mind, Ravindraji and my participant can probably rise for a minute. And I must mention they're the first batch. So give them big hand, encourage them. Encourage them that yes, first batch they came from Hyderabad, from Andhra, from all pockets of India they came. And when Ravindraji, when you ask me question, in a first interaction, Ravindraji asked me a question that Dr. Salunke, now are you going to teach us management of temple or you're going to teach us how to manage temples? So I mentioned to him, I said, Swamiji, he is almost 61, 62 years old, very senior in ISKCON, more than 30 years of work ex. So I requested him, I said, Swamiji, I don't know how to manage your temple, but I know how to manage temple of knowledge. So that's the way I thought that we can contribute from our side. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Swamiji. So the way in which we begin was something very different. And what we did actually, we covered like curriculum. We did curriculum curation very clearly. What is the skill set required? What is the administration process required? How we should give a bit of technology orientation to them. And you can see many of them there during their visits on the screen that they visited multiple temples. And these are some of the temples. They actually visited double than actually number of temples in and around Maharashtra. And now you will find what are the observation, what is the outcome of those visits. So you will find the temple authorities mentioned about financial management should be taught to them, human values, devotee engagement, leadership, admin practices, service orientation, and likewise. So you'll find even technology integration. Today we talk about everything about technology, so how we can really go about it. So likewise, they suggested additional topics like people management, Indian knowledge system, sustainability. So these are the additional topics beyond the curriculum which was suggested by the temple authorities of different temples. Again, key skills. What temple authorities suggested that they should be taught, participants should be taught about adaptability, interpersonal skills, passion. So these are the skill set which all the participants have gone through when they studied at V School. And the target group, so target group was not really 25, 30. The target group, actually, the senior people were more. It was from 22 to 69. Where you should appreciate the kind of, their learning ability or their interest to learn, even they are at the age of 68, 69, 60 plus. So 50 plus age was of almost 45% of the students, participants who were there. You will similarly find its sourcing from where they were sourced. Parallelly, program duration, we started with 6 months, so 3 months in V School and 3 months with Temple Connect and doing internship. Like 12 of them are working here like a crew at this place. And I've been told by, in fact, Ravindraji, that he applied here yesterday, maybe crowd management, here, today, in fact, today I see Ravindraji mentioned about he applied crowd management. Likewise, Jayanta mentioned about he used problem solving skills, which he learned back in the V School. So likewise, whatever we are sharing with them in the school, they are coming back to place like this convention, or some of them are there in Prayag for Mahakumbh, and I'm sure they are even applying their skill set there. So it is a wonderful application of knowledge at their end. Yeah, program mode, it was preferred as a face-to-face. So 1 week they used to come every month from all parts of the country, from remote parts of the country even, from Hyderabad or Andhra, from Tamil Nadu and other parts as well. And you will find this is the kind of the way in which they looked at it: content curation, soft skill development, classroom learning, on-the-job training. So everyone, all participants are with the professors and learning. And this was the kind of 5 subjects actually were covered in the first 3 months, and about close to kind of 100 hours on that, and 60 hours on activities. Every day, first half is mainly in the classroom, second half in the activities of various soft skills point of view. And this was an inaugural launch. Our former chairman of AICTE, Anil Sahasrabudhe was there with Advocate S.K. Jain sir, who is the chairman of My Trust, and Havreji and Girishji. So this is again diverse batch profile. This is program structure and learning approach, classroom learning, guest lectures, skill development workshops, internship as well. And this is blend of scientific management principles and practical applications. And these are skill enhancement workshops which we have made them to go through. This is kind of the areas what they covered in terms of real world application, like this kind of international conference, networking point of view, mentorship point of view. They did project work as well. And there is the assessment, there is the evaluation. It is not only come and just attend. So online exams, project work, Viva. So after this is completed, we will have the sessions with them as well. And this is the kind of program impact. For the nation building point of view, we feel this program should be continued by all schools, all colleges, as Havre sir mentioned about certificate courses, short-term, long-term point of view as well. And this is like, we are looking at in terms of, I think the pyramid is probably missed out here, but you'll find the vision of our Prime Minister in terms of Viksit Bharat can be achieved as the epitome of success. And second line is our contribution, what we can do, contribution to the vision of Vishwaguru. Bharat should be Vishwaguru in the years to come. Like old days we used to talk about जहाँ पे सोने की चिड़िया बसेरा करती थी. उसी तरीके से how we can be Vishwaguru by nurturing our own human capital and provide to the globe and community impact and sustainable growth for the future. And this is a batch which kind of completed. Let's give big hand to this first batch of V School. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for a detailed insight. I'm sure we all have been students in some or the other way in our journey till now, and we've studied and gathered knowledge about various things from education and experience. How many of you all agree with me that temple education and temple management education should be made importantly mandatory in all the temples?
Wow.
I want to have a big round of applause for all these people. It is extremely important for us to understand as we grow up, we keep updating ourselves. As we grow up, we want to learn new topics. All the eminent people gathered here are those important people who understand the value of knowledge, understand the value of experience, and understand the value of sharing their experiences with one another. Temple management as a course is not only a course for a certificate, but it's a course created to upgrade one and all. Everyone here comes with specialization. Everyone here comes with an idea of how your knowledge can be shared to other temples, and other temples' great knowledge can come together. We have people from various Shakti Peeths here. We have people representing the 12 Jyotirlings. We have devotees and people from various Divya Desam. I was told by people that before this convention started in 2023, we did not have a common interface amongst themselves. I ask all you people, how many of you all from one Divya Desam temple contacted the other Divya Desam temple for better improvisation and joint efforts? Do you think there is a need of a common interface amongst everyone? So primarily knowledge sharing, education, connect, communication and network is the key of all these aspects. Courses are not only created for running it at institutes, universities and education sessions, but they are also the ones, they need to be organized at your temples. All temples, big, small, or however in the level of footfalls, temples are sacred, they are powerful and they are important. So the devotee experience, all our temple needs to extend to the devotees are very important. On that note, I would like to ask Honorable Havre sir to give us an overview quickly on what is your experience when it was managing Shirdi Devasthan, and what are the top 2-3 things you feel from temple education point of view we need to incorporate for all of us to benefit. Before this, my request is everyone to be seated wherever they are. When the sessions are going, I do not want the gates to be used for coming in and going out. We have some important announcements after this regarding the other hall and other meetups. At the same time, the darshan facility and coordination. So I request your support. It takes a lot of effort for putting so many important people in this one room. So a big round of applause for yourself, by all of us. We all have to be patient and we all have to listen to the eminent dignitaries who have come. Sir, over to you.
Giriji, first of all, I would like to thank Sunilji Deshpande and Atulji Limaye for their valuable guidance and inspiration to lead these brainstorming sessions to the formation of MBA in temple management courses. And I would like to take opportunity to thank Velinkar Institute's Dr. Uday Salunke for taking a lead and commencing the course. And I would say, I'm sure these courses will spread all over the India in the forthcoming years. But the Velinkar Institute will be known as the pioneering institute to start these courses in the beginning itself. Girishji, I would say there are two aspects of temple management. One is the micro management, another is the macro management. When I joined Shirdi temple as a chairman, the first thing on the first day I did is I joined the queue of the devotees who are going for darshan of Sri Sai Baba. उस क्यू में मैंने ज्वाइन किया. कई लोग मुझे विरोध कर रहे थे कि सर आप इसमें मत जाइए, आपको टाइम लगेगा. मैंने कहा नहीं, आई वांट टू टेक द फर्स्ट हैंड एक्सपीरियंस एज ए डिवोटी. मुझे क्या तकलीफ़ें भक्तों को होने वाली है वो तकलीफ़ों का मैं अंदाज़ा लेना चाहता हूँ. आई ट्रेवल्ड इन द क्यू. आई फाउंड दैट वाटर इज़ बीइंग सोल्ड एट 15 rupees a bottle. I said, such a big temple, can we not give water to the devotees free of cost? I immediately arranged RO plant and free distribution of water to all the devotees. So this was the effect of micromanagement. You are putting your legs in the shoes of the devotee. I moved a little bit forward. Tea and coffee were being sold. I said, such a big temple, can we not offer tea and coffee free to the devotees? Friends, I have taken an immediate decision and decided that tea, coffee, milk and biscuits should be made available to all the devotees free of cost in the darshan queue, and that has happened. I moved a little bit. मैंने एक विचित्र चित्र देखा. एक छोटे बालक को गोद में लिए हुए महिला थी. She wanted to feed her baby. She sat in a queue and with a lot of difficulty she was feeding her child. She cannot leave the queue because उनका chance चला जाएगा. She cannot leave the child because that is hungry. I immediately took a decision to form a baby feeding room, and also took another decision that women who are pregnant and women who are carrying a small kid in their lap, they will not be required to stand in the queue for darshan. Direct darshan will be available for them. I moved a little bit. I found बूढ़े व्यक्ति काठी लकड़ी टेकते टेकते जा रहे थे, धक्के खा रहे थे. एंड देन आई डिसाइडेड कि जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स है, 60 साल के ऊपर है, उनको भी डायरेक्ट दर्शन की व्यवस्था वहाँ पर कर देनी चाहिए, और मैंने वहाँ पर इम्प्लीमेंट किया. ऐसे हैंडीकैप लोगों के लिए भी किया. देन आई मूव्ड ए लिटिल बिट. फ्लावर्स वेर बीइंग ऑफर्ड ऑन समाधि ऑफ साई बाबा. तो फ्लावर का मैंने बताया, अगरबत्ती में कन्वर्शन किया. तो फ्रेंड्स, माइक्रो मैनेजमेंट, आई हैव गिवन यू एग्जांपल ऑफ माइक्रो मैनेजमेंट. I did some mega management also, macro management I would say. Food was being served to all the devotees. It was charged. I created an Annadan fund and requested, appealed devotees to devote for Annadan fund. And the idea was to make that Annadan free of cost to all the devotees. And friends, I'm happy to tell you that I was successful in making that Annadan free of cost for all the devotees. 50 to 60,000 devotees were benefited from this Annadana scheme. Like that, I made hospitals free for all the devotees. So these are the micro and macro aspects. Yes.
So largely when we talk about, so coming back to the fact of temple education.
Yes.
I would like to ask Salunke sir that it is the first year of the temple management course at Velinkar. Velinkar SP Pratishtan's initiative of education has been a long journey. In this long journey, sir, how welcoming has been the education stream of temple management? How has been your response in the space of the admissions, and what are the problems that you faced?
See, any kind of new venture like this is never going to be easy. But our philosophy of V School, or I'll say Shikshan Prasarak Mandali, Pune, because this trust was founded by 4 primary school teachers, and they were inspired by none other than the great freedom fighter Bal Gangadhar Tilak in 1888. So we also have kind of responsibility towards our own institutions. And one of our core value of V School, which is Velinkar Institute of Management, is we link and care. We always tell our students, our teachers, our staff, our alumni, the entire ecosystem, that top of our priority should be Rashtra Ka Nirman. Nation building has to be the top priority. Even though you are studying in the business school, in business school normally students do their MBA. And MBA, they come to the business school after a lot of work, going through CAT, ZAT, all exams, and earn money, good package, 30 lakh package, 40 lakh package per year. But while doing so, your first priority should be nation, society, family, and then self. In that sequence, when Havreji, along with Sunil Rao ji, Atul ji, Girish ji, when all of them have brought to us this proposal of temple management, it was very new. And my faculties, my professors were also not aware of this. But we requested them, give us some time. Let my professors, my students, do observation study by going to visit temples, meet all the stakeholders, understand what are their needs. As Havreji mentioned, we were trying to play a role like a need analyst. What are the needs of every stakeholder? Be it trustees, be it admin authorities, be it devotees, be it vendors who are actually doing business in and around. And then we structure this curriculum. Challenges will be there, but giving confidence to your own team, so giving confidence to my professors. I have a couple of my professors, like Professor Rajesh is here. In fact, Pramod is here. In fact, my family is here. My wife Swati was very, very happy that I'm getting into this. So this is a good cause. And somewhere we feel we must contribute to the society. And if we don't teach students, then who will teach students? Like for temple, like Shirdi temple or any other temple, you take care of devotees, we have to take care of the students. The students are like bhakt for us. So this temple management course students, I'm sure, initially it must be difficult, challenging for them. But the way in which I could see their interest, irrespective of age, their interest was phenomenal. In fact, all of them touched my heart always. And today morning, when I came here, all 12 of them came, met me, and they were trying to share with me that there is so much application we can do of our learning curve. So I'll say, it is like, from our side, bit of bhakti towards the Rashtra Ka Nirman. That's a contribution for the nation.
Wow. Fantastic. I'm sure you don't want us just discussing points, but there are a lot of valid questions you all would want to ask the dignitaries on stage. I would ask my team to kindly circulate the mic to this gentleman here. So one announcement before that. We are here to ask questions. We are not here to talk about what problems you all are having and then the case study. I have only 1 minute, 30 seconds per question. So be very crisp. We have to have discipline amongst ourselves and we have to reach out to them. There are 3 stages here. This stage is the presentation stage. There is a temple talk stage where every temple will get to speak and put their point of view, and we would be recording that and taking it to the Honorable Prime Minister and the dignitaries of the state. And then there is a workshop stage where there are workshops that will be conducted. So ideally, make your questions crisp, address it to whoever you want to address it to, and we'll be more than happy to answer you. Thank you very much.
Am I audible? Sir, this question is to Dr. Salunke. I am Raj Khalab from Goa. My question to you, sir, is that what would it take for all of us to support you to ensure that the temple education system is spread across India?
Wow, this is a good beginning from Goa.
Thank you for a wonderful question.
So maybe let me just mention to one of the incidents when Parikarji was there. He came to Bombay and I was on the table and he was mentioning to me how we can make Goa as a destination for education, and I recall that very well. And this is a wonderful question. My request not only to Goa but to all the states and the teachers or trustees of the temples who are here, wherever possible, maybe one can coin one-day course, three-day courses, short-term courses, and then gradually long-term courses of areas of your choice. At least at the beginning, if we can create awareness among the students at a college level or maybe even management education level, any kind of graduation, at least smaller modules if we can give them, and then if they show interest, if they find interesting, we can give a longer term modules, maybe 6 months or 12 months, or even we will also develop MBA curriculum, which will be maybe, my sense is MBA students from temple management, maybe a couple of years down the line, will have better package than anything else, and they will give back to the temples as a contribution to the society. So my request, let's develop short-term curriculum and we'll be happy to visit Goa anytime. We'll catch up offline. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any next question?
Hello,
Yes, please.
I am Rahul Runwal. I am from Mandsaur, Madhya Pradesh. How can I get education of temple? वहाँ मंदसौर रह करके हम लोग कैसे एजुकेशन आपकी जो है, क्या ये कोई ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम हम लोगों ने इसका किया हुआ है या ऐसा कुछ?
तो मैं आपको इस माध्यम से बताना चाह रहा हूं कि मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी, पूना यूनिवर्सिटी और वेलिंकर इंस्टीट्यूट के माध्यम से हमने ये कोर्स इस साल लॉन्च किया. आने वाले समय में हम कुछ 42 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ एंड इंस्टीट्यूट्स के साथ में MOUs कर रहे हैं, राष्ट्र भर और राष्ट्र के बाहर भी, जहाँ पे अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस में, लोकल लैंग्वेजेस में ये कोर्स कंडक्ट किए जाए. मेरा ये आह्वान है इन सारे मंदिर न्यासों के लोगों से कि उनके शहरों में, उनके राज्य में इन कोर्स को क्रिएट और को ओन करने का एक प्रकल्प हम इस माध्यम से लोगों तक पहुंचा रहे हैं. यू शुड लीड दीज कोर्सेज इन योर सिटीज एंड स्टेट्स एंड लैंग्वेजेस इन योर रीजन. टेम्पल कनेक्ट, Shri Haure ji, Shri Salunke ji, Shri Sunil ji Deshpande ji, and all other eminent members, Shri Prasad Lal ji, would be ideally available to make this the best experience, and we will come to your doorstep with knowledge and education, and you all need to help us make this big. Thank you very much.
Can I just add on?
One more thing, yeah.
Just to your question, first batch which we started, which is face to face, and they used to come physically in the campus 1 week in a month. Okay. Initially, we felt the face-to-face, the response was good and they wanted face-to-face. But gradually, we'll go for the hybrid model, wherein face-to-face can be maybe shortened, but online also can be created. But we can have both the models. So you can write it to us. We'll be more than happy. Maybe we can discuss offline, and my colleagues are also there. Thank you.
All right. We are here to take one last question.
Sir, you have suggested a very good suggestion regarding the MBA courses for temple management.
What is your
And
question?
we have discussed regarding various topics regarding in this temple management, but whether books are available for the study purposes and syllabus is to be prepared for these purposes, and how many duration should be prepared for completing this course, and what is the job opportunity for this course? Please explain, sir.
Sir, I want to take this up. So, books. So, we have Dr. Suresh Haureji, who's published the temple management course, and there are multiple books that are getting created. Books can be created with your knowledge also. Books can be created with the knowledge of the temples here. So, let's come together and contribute more and compile it together. Having said that, in India, there are 32 lakh temples on an average. And there are only 60 students or 90 students passing out of this course this year. Do you see the gap? If you see the gap, then from June we should have at least 10,000 students taking up the course. It's for all of us to come together and complement. There is one last question for this gentleman back there to ask.
Giriji, I would like to add in
Sir,
this.
quickly.
Yes,
Giriji, I
just
can,
one
30
sentence.
seconds. For the question, sir, what you asked, we actually picked up 5 subjects, and for every subject 20 hours we kept, and out of 20 hours for every subject, 10 hours was like in the classroom, and 10 hours were like activities which were there. And my request to the temple trustees and temple kind of, founding members, if you can give the projects to participants of the temple program, I'm sure they will contribute to you. And as Girishji mentioned, co-creation and co-production is the name of the game. We need to work together. In isolation, we can't do great. But if we work together, I'm sure we can enrich the curriculum. Thank you.
Just one sentence that Girish has shown a book on temple management that is available on Amazon. There is another book I have written, MBA in Temple Management. That also will be available through Girishji. And as far as the job potential is concerned, Sir Sunil Deshpande ji has informed me that immediately there is a requirement of 6 managers who are trained in temple management in United States of America. There is a requirement of temple managers all over all over India and abroad. This potential is huge.
So guys, with that note, I end this session. I have your attention here, so I'm going to take this benefit of doing 2-3 announcements, because इतना ज़्यादा ध्यान किसी और विषय पे इस हॉल में प्राप्त करना is a difficult task. So give me 2 minutes to make these announcements quickly. Today there are 3 stages. We have 3 stages. This is the main. This is the main stage where all the dignitary sessions are happening. Just behind the food area, that is the temple workshop stage. The sessions there will start from 12:30 onwards. There are different topics there. You should also participate actively in sessions there, because there are eminent people coming and speaking at those stages. Just behind that is a temple talk stage where all you people, whoever you feel that you want to communicate a message and your insights to the Honorable Prime Minister and the other dignitaries of the state and the government and the policy makers, we have an opportunity to go there, learn, interface and share your thoughts. After the lunch break at 1:30, there are 2 stalls. One is Temple Connect, Help Desk, and the other is Trip to Temple stall. These are the 2 areas where registration for darshan for today evening and tomorrow evening would be done. Registrations have already been divided as per the hotels that you all are staying. So today there are certain hotels which yesterday were to be covered, but because of the limitation of time, yesterday we all were supposed to go to Tirumala for the darshan, but the gates close at 12 o'clock, and if your darshan is delayed, you cannot come back between 12 to 5. So we have shifted that today evening 7:30. All the dignitaries whose darshan is scheduled for today, their names would be cleared for today. They will be ready and available at 7:30. They have to have a quick lunch, a quick dinner, and they should be ready at the stage, at the workshop stage, ready to board the buses between 7:30 and 7:45. Am I audible and clear?
Absolutely.
Whosoever name is not there in today's list should not be found there in that hall. Otherwise, I will personally see to it that they don't get the opportunity tomorrow. And I am saying this from a discipline point of view, not any dhamki point of view. I am putting it in a very vinamra point of view to you. Please help me to make this organized. Are we together on this? Last but not the least, 1 minute. Last but not the least, there is a dress code for y'all when you go up to Tirupati, Tirumala Devasthanam Darshan. There are lungis that are given in the bags which would be distributed today and beyond. Tomorrow is a dress code. Ramraj has given us, all these people, lungis from Ramraj. A big round of applause for them. So tomorrow we have to be in the regional dress code, wearing the lungis and the kurtas, whatever best. Karthik, your voice. Last of the reference, I need to do the felicitations. Any discussion, I am available. Ma'am, I'll come back to you on this. All the arrangements for all the dignitaries are organized by my team. There is a queue management system created there. You all have been managing temples and the queues in a better way in your own temples. Organizing that is also your responsibility. Do not crowd, go with sequence and get the best darshan done. I pray everyone gets the best darshan, but we have to cooperate, coordinate. The conference is the priority, darshan is second priority, and then the prasad distribution is third priority for me. Without conference, the other two things will not happen. So your participation has to be complete. We are having 42 cameras here to scan every face, and I would be taking the report personally, who attended the conference for how long, and the later involvements would be controlled by me. So requesting you humbly to participate. On that note, I would request Ms. Rana to take us further
I
from this.
think after that session on education and schooling, we got a little schooling from Girish himself. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to thank our illustrious panel here. Let's have a big round of applause as I now request Mr. Girish ji.
I request Adaraniya Pithadis ji of the Bhadrakali Temple, Sharma ji, to please come up on stage, and Snehal ji, and भाई साहब आप आइए तीनों, आपके माध्यम से इनका सत्कार होने जा रहा है। भैया ताली बजाने को कंजूसी मत करिए यार।
What an incredible session it was, ladies and gentlemen. Such appropriate questions you all asked, and terrific inputs by our illustrious panel here. You know, to strengthen the temple education ecosystem in the country. I think this is a much needed talk of the hour. Like you said, the numbers, and like
Thank you very much, sir.
we were discussing in this session that there is a big gap that needs to be filled with the young minds enabled with, of course, new methodology, new innovation in the space of managing the temples in the country. What a powerful discussion, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause.
Guys, here is the future of temple education on stage with you. A big round of applause for them, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, ITCX serve as the stage where a big foundation is being laid today for strengthening the temple education system in the country. And we would like to congratulate the speakers and also, of course, every one of you for the active participation and strengthening the temple ecosystem in the country. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put our hands together once again for our panelists as they exit the stage now, making way for the new speaker. Before that, I would just like to reiterate what Girish ji already mentioned, that we have sessions starting from 12:30 p.m. onwards in the adjacent halls, where you all can go and see which session is the best suited one for you. Please mark your attendance there as well. Having said so, the proceedings from this stage are going to go as planned. And for the same, up next I would like to request and invite on stage Shri Atul Srivastava, Executive Director and CEO, Lakshya Media Group, to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, Lakshya has been our invaluable partner for ITCX 2023 and 2025.
May I request you all to be seated for the next session, please? I am requesting you all to be seated for the next session. The session is about to start. If you are going for a loo break, come back quickly.
Please put your hands together. Welcome Shri Atul Srivastava ji on stage for his talk. Ladies and gentlemen, Shri Atul Srivastava is Executive Director and CEO for Lakshya Media Group, and Lakshya has been our valuable partner for ITCX 2023 and 2025, of course. The kind of incredible experience they have partnered to create for all of us is just so beautiful. I want all of you to put your hands together and welcome our speaker on stage. Over to you, Atul ji.
Okay, thank you. नमस्कार। आप सब लोगों को लग रहा होगा कि इस रिलीजियस कॉन्ग्रीगेशन में, इस टेंपल कन्वेंशन में
I would request all of you all to shift slightly ahead. आगे shift हो जाएं. People who are stepping out right now, I request you all to be seated on priority, and rest all people can please shift ahead. पीछे से लोग आगे आ जाएं तो हम ज़्यादा इंटरेक्टिविटी कर सकते हैं। आ जाइए, आगे बैठ जाइए। धन्यवाद। सॉरी।
हाँ, कोई नहीं। हेलो। तो टेंपल कॉन्ग्रीगेशन में डिजिटलाइजेशन के ऊपर एक सेशन रखा गया है और जिसके बारे में बोलने का सौभाग्य मुझे प्राप्त हुआ है। मैं आप लोगों से बस यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि डिजिटलाइजेशन इज़ समथिंग विच इज़ अनअवॉइडेबल। ये जिस तरीके से डिजिटलाइजेशन चल रहा है इंडिया में, वेदर इट इज़ मनी और इट इज़ मोबाइल फ़ोन और इट इज़ एनी अदर फॉर्मेट, डिजिटलाइजेशन के बगैर बहुत सारे डार्क स्पॉट्स हमारे धर्म में देखने को मिल रहे हैं। आप लोगों में से जो लोग महाकुंभ गए होंगे, वहाँ पे उन्होंने देखा होगा कि एक डिजिटल एक्सपीरियंस सेंटर बनाया गया है। इट इज़ अ वेरी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव डिजिटल एक्सपीरियंस सेंटर, लेकिन उसके बारे में, महाकुंभ के बारे में सारी जानकारी वहाँ पे उपलब्ध है। और जिस तरीके से बोला जाए कि हमें, आप सबको, काफ़ी लोगों को, हम सब में महाभारत और रामायण के बारे में ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ है, उसका एक बहुत बड़ा सोर्स जो है टेलीविज़न धारावाहिक रामायण और महाभारत भी रहा है। दैट वाज आल्सो अ डिजिटल फॉर्मेट इन विच दीज रामायण एंड महाभारत वे प्रेजेंटेड। और इंडिया की जो पॉपुलेशन है उसमें जो स्पेशली यूथ है, वो आजकल डिजिटल कंजम्पशन बहुत ज़्यादा उनका बढ़ा है। उन सबको धर्म की तरफ मोड़ पाना बहुत आसान नहीं है। उनके बहुत से क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं, बहुत सारी बातें रहती हैं जो कि हमारे दिमाग में आ सकता है कि गूगल है तो डिजिटलाइजेशन की ज़रूरत क्या है। मगर बहुत से सवाल ऐसे हैं जो गूगल पे अवेलेबल नहीं है। एक पाइथागोरस की थ्योरी है कि फिजिकल मैटर इज़ म्यूज़िक सॉलिडिफाइड। अब इसको अगर आप गूगल पर सर्च करने जाएंगे तो इट इज़ समवेयर इट इज़ मेंशन्ड एज म्यूज़िक सॉलिडिफाइड, समवेयर इट इज़ मेंशन्ड एज साउंड सॉलिडिफाइड, बट एक्चुअल जो है वो हिंदू धर्म में नाद ब्रह्म जिसे कहा जाता है, द वर्ल्ड इज़ ऑल अबाउट साउंड। डेफिनेटली इस तरीके के जो कन्फ्यूजन है कि अब ये एक्चुअली म्यूज़िक है या साउंड है, इस जानकारी को मैं आपको एक चीज़ और शेयर करना चाहता हूँ जो मेरा एक पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस रहा है। आप में से कुछ लोग अगर चित्रकूट गए हैं कभी, तो चित्रकूट में एक जगह है जिसे कहते हैं भरत मिलाप। जब भगवान राम को मनाने भरत चित्रकूट के जंगल में पहुँचे थे और जब दोनों भाई गले मिले थे, तो उस वक्त इतनी ज़्यादा वहाँ पे मतलब सारे लोग रोने लगे थे, इतनी करुणा व्याप्त हो गई थी कि लोग कहते हैं कि वहाँ पे पत्थर भी पिघल गए। जब आप उस जगह पे जाते हैं तो वो जिस पत्थर पे भगवान राम और भरत जी खड़े हुए हैं, वहाँ उनके पैरों के निशान बन गए, क्योंकि वो चट्टान पिघल गई और उनके पैरों के निशान बन गए। अब उन पैरों के निशान को जब हम लोगों ने देखा, हमारे साथ हमारे बच्चे भी थे, सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन, अरे ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है, ये इतने बड़े बड़े किसी के पैर हो सकते हैं क्या? बहुत बड़े बड़े पैरों के निशान बन गए। तो हमारे भी समझ में नहीं आया हम क्या जवाब दें। बट वहाँ एक साधु बैठा हुआ था। उस साधु ने कहा, बेटा आपको आइडिया है कि भगवान राम की हाइट क्या रही होगी? राम और भरत कितने लंबे थे, आपको कुछ आइडिया है? ये सवाल गूगल में, इस सवाल का कहीं भी कोई जवाब नहीं है। किसी को नहीं पता कि भगवान राम की हाइट क्या रही होगी। बट वहाँ बैठा हुआ एक वृद्ध साधु, वो बड़े आराम से उसने बताया कि भगवान राम की हाइट उस वक्त 11 से 12 फीट थी। ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम हम लोग कमज़ोर होते चले गए और आज हम लोगों की हाइट ऑन एन एवरेज 6 फीट, 5.5 फीट इसके आसपास हो गई। बट एक समय था जो भगवान राम था, तभी ये इतने बड़े बड़े जंगलों को क्रॉस करते हुए, इतनी तेज़ी से चलते हुए भारत से श्रीलंका पहुँचते हैं। कुछ स्ट्रेंथ रही होगी, बहुत दूर जाने की ज़रूरत भी नहीं है। अगर हम उदयपुर के म्यूज़ियम में जाएं तो महाराणा प्रताप का जो भाला वहाँ पे रखा हुआ है, या महाराणा प्रताप का जो कवच वहाँ पे रखा हुआ है, अगर आप उसे पहन लें तो शायद अपना चलना भी मुश्किल हो जाएगा, वो इतना हैवी है। मगर राणा प्रताप उस कवच को पहन करके जंप मार के चेतक पे बैठा करते थे, तो उस वक्त लोगों में कितनी ताकत, कितनी स्ट्रेंथ रहती होगी। ये सब चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जिसके बारे में बच्चों के ढेरों सवाल होते हैं और जिसका जवाब गूगल पे भी अवेलेबल नहीं है। सो दैट इज़ वाई वी नीड टू हैव अ डिजिटलाइजेशन ऑफ आवर टेम्पल्स, आवर सोर्स ऑफ इंस्पायरेशन। जो कुछ भी मंदिरों को लेकर के पहले हम लोगों ने कॉरपोरेट की तरफ से डिजिटलाइजेशन का बेनिफिट देना अपने क्लाइंट्स को चालू करा था, मगर बाद में हमें समझ में आया कि इसको धार्मिक संस्थानों से भी जोड़ा जा सकता है। तो कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो हमने करी, उसके वीडियो मैं आपसे डिस्प्ले करूंगा। इसमें अब डिजिटल म्यूज़ियम है, जैसा अगर महाकुंभ गए हुए लोगों ने देखा होगा, वहाँ पे एक डिजिटल एक्सपीरियंस सेंटर बना हुआ है। तो वैसा ही कुछ आजकल संभव है। हम लोग जिस भी मंदिर के बारे में चाहें, मैं इसको शुरू करता हूँ यहाँ से कि थाउजेंड्स ऑफ टेम्पल, मेरे ख्याल से सब चीज़ों को बताने का कोई वो नहीं है, ये सिर्फ एक बैकग्राउंड बनाने के लिए लिखी है। आजकल अभी प्राइम मिनिस्टर पेरिस में थे, उन्होंने आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के बारे में काफ़ी कुछ बोला। कई आप में से कई लोगों ने उनके स्पीच को सुना भी होगा, कई लोगों को आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के बारे में पता भी होगा, और रोज़ नए नए मजाक बन के आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के टीवी पे टीवी पे नहीं, हमारे डिजिटल स्क्रीन्स पे आ रहे हैं। मगर इस चीज़ को एक पॉजिटिव तरीके से भी जोड़ा जा सकता है। जब भी आपके मंदिर में हमने जो भी काम करा उसको देख करके, पिछले महीने हमें जगन्नाथपुरी के मंदिर से इनवाइट आया कि भाई हम जगन्नाथपुरी के मंदिर के बारे में लोगों को जानकारी देना चाहते हैं और एक डिजिटल एक्सपीरियंस सेंटर क्रिएट करना चाहते हैं। किसी व्यक्तिगत कारण की वजह से वो मीटिंग हो नहीं पाई, जो कि अब होने वाली है। ये इतनी ज़्यादा हेल्पफुल है डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी कि हम मंदिरों के बारे में, मंदिरों का इतिहास, हिंदू धर्म का इतिहास, ये सब कुछ इसकी वजह से इसके साथ एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं। तो डिजिटल इनोवेशंस इन टेम्पल, डिजिटल दर्शन जो कि आजकल बहुत कॉमन हो गया है, तिरुपति में, काशी विश्वनाथ में। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में क्राउड कंट्रोल का, स्मार्ट क्यू, स्मार्ट मॉनिटरिंग, कुंभ मेला में बहुत ज़्यादा डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज़ करा जा रहा है। वैष्णो देवी में भी AI क्लाउड कंट्रोल सिस्टम इंस्टॉल्ड है। ऑटोमेटेड रिचुअल्स, रोबोटिक आरती वगैरह भी आजकल शुरू हो गई। प्रसाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए रोबोट्स काम कर रहे हैं। अगर इंडिया एनर्जी वीक में कुछ लोग गए होंगे तो वहाँ देखा होगा रोबोट्स ने चाय कॉफ़ी भी सर्व करना चालू कर दी। ब्लॉकचेन डोनेशंस, ट्रांसपेरेंट फंड ट्रैकिंग है। श्री जगन्नाथ टेम्पल, वहाँ से हमेशा एक इनवाइट आता है कि आप चाहें तो इस स्पेशल पूजा के लिए अपना फंड ट्रांसफ़र करें। टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेशंस इन म्यूज़ियम, आर्टिफिशियल एंड वर्चुअल रियलिटी वॉक थ्रूज बने हुए हैं। ये सारी चीज़ें मैं आपको दिखाने जा रहा हूँ। अजंता केव्स में, माला देवी टेम्पल में रिस्टोरेशन ऑफ एंशिएंट आर्टिफैक्ट्स, डिजिटल कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ फेडेड पेंटिंग्स। जो पेंटिंग्स बहुत पुरानी हो गई हैं, देश में बहुत पुराना इतिहास है, बहुत पुरानी पेंटिंग्स पड़ी हुई हैं, उसका डिजिटल रिकन्स्ट्रक्शन होकर के उसकी क्लैरिटी आ रही है। बहुत से, भोपाल में एक भीमबेटका केव है जो इसमें भीम ने अपने हाथों से चित्र बनाए हुए हैं। तो वहाँ जाकर के कई बार थोड़े से वो फेडेड हो गए, समझ में नहीं आता, बट जब आप उसका डिजिटल वर्जन देखते हैं तो समझ में आ जाता है कि ये क्या एग्जैक्टली इसने बनाया हुआ है। AI चैटबॉट नेशनल म्यूज़ियम में लगा हुआ है। 3D प्रिंटिंग फॉर रेप्लिका प्रिजर्वेशन यूनेस्को प्रोजेक्ट्स में चल रहा है। अभय प्रशाल म्यूज़ियम, इसके बारे में 2024 में म्यूज़ियम चालू करा गया था। इसमें 35 प्रोजेक्टर हैं, 675 ऑडियो स्पीकर्स हैं, 230 LEDs हैं, 8000 लाइटिंग फिक्सचर्स हैं। ये एक ज़बरदस्त एक्सपीरियंस सेंटर क्रिएट होता है। आप लोगों में से कुछ लोग अगर कुरुक्षेत्र गए होंगे तो कुरुक्षेत्र में ज्योति सर पे एक एक्सपीरियंस सेंटर बना हुआ है जो कि अभी डिजिटल नहीं है। उसमें गीता के बारे में, गीता का जहाँ पे प्रवचन हुआ था, अच्छा तो बनाया, तो उसको अभी डिजिटल करने की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि जा कर के उसको देखते हैं, समझते हैं, अच्छा बहुत लगता है, मगर बहुत लिमिटेड हो जाता है, क्योंकि उतना ही बड़ा हॉल है, उसके अंदर उतने ही श्लोक आप लिख सकते हैं। बट अगर उसको डिजिटलाइज कर दिया जाए तो काफ़ी बेनिफिट हो सकता है। कहने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि डोमेस्टिक और इंटरनेशनल टूरिस्ट पोटेंशियल जो है 1.8 बिलियन लोग हैं जो टूरिज़्म में इंटरेस्ट यहाँ रखते हैं। और जब मैंने बनाया था तब तो 40 करोड़ लोग ही गए थे महाकुंभ में, बट अब तो 50 करोड़ को क्रॉस कर गए हैं। महाकुंभ मेले में जाने वाले ये सारे के सारे पिलग्रिम्स ही हैं। और अब स्मार्ट टेम्पल्स और म्यूज़ियम्स के ऊपर, हेरिटेज इनिशिएटिव के ऊपर बहुत हैवी इन्वेस्टमेंट चालू हो गया है। जैसे जो अयोध्या का जो म्यूज़ियम बन रहा है उसके लिए जो मतलब बजट रखा गया है वो 650 करोड़ का है। तो इस तरीके का खर्च किया जा रहा है। डिजिटल म्यूज़ियम जो है वो 50 लाख रुपए से शुरू होकर 500 करोड़ तक की कॉस्ट पे बन सकता है। डिपेंड्स की ऑन किस साइज़ का बना रहे हैं, कितना बड़ा है, कितनी स्पेस अवेलेबल है और क्या क्या आप दिखाना चाहते हैं। मज़े की बात यह है कि एक बहुत छोटी सी स्पेस में आप लाखों तरीके की इंफॉर्मेशन कवर कर सकते हैं। आदमी टच करेगा, ये बटन टच करेगा, उसको जो इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए वो निकल करके उसके सामने आ जाएगी। उसको महाभारत में जाके क्लिक करेगा, यक्ष प्रश्न क्लिक करेगा तो यक्ष प्रश्न क्या थे वो चीज़ निकल के आ जाएगी। उसको पूरी हिस्ट्री देखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। जो आपका सवाल है आप सीधे उस पर पहुँच सकते हैं। ये मेटावर्स टेम्पल्स एंड वर्चुअल यात्राज, जैसा मैंने कहा, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के साथ होलोग्राम लेकर के टेक्नोलॉजी एग्जीबिशंस में जब आप जाते हैं, जैसे अभी इंडिया एनर्जी वीक में इंडियन ऑयल के चेयरमैन हैं, वो वहाँ पर प्रेजेंट नहीं थे मगर उनका होलोग्राम वहाँ पे था। जैसे ही आप उस बटन को क्लिक करते हैं वो एकदम आपके सामने आके खड़े हो जाते हैं और इंडियन ऑयल के बारे में जो उन्हें बोलना है वो बोलना शुरू कर देते हैं। तो हर जगह ऐसा मोदी जी ने अपनी सभाओं में भी कई बार करा है कि जो भी होलोग्राम वाली टेक्नोलॉजी है, इससे लाइट एंड साउंड शो में भी कई जगह ये देखने को मिलता है, स्पेशली इन ज्योति सर बना हुआ है। ऑटोमेटेड रिस्टोरेशन आई हैव ऑलरेडी स्पोकन अबाउट। स्मार्ट टिकटिंग एंड डिजिटल इकोनॉमी, ये भी ठीक है। मेरे ख्याल सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा कि मैं अगर आपसे वीडियो शेयर करूं, ये है महाप्रज्ञ टेक म्यूज़ियम। महाप्रज्ञ एक जैन मुनि हैं, इनके शिष्यों ने मिलकर के चूरू राजस्थान में एक म्यूज़ियम बनवाया जो हम लोगों ने बनाया, हमारी कंपनी ने बनाया है। तो आप उसमें जाकर के उनके बारे में सारी जानकारी इकट्ठा है।
राजस्थान के चूरू जिले में सरदार शहर के निकट मेगा हाईवे पर स्थित आचार्य श्री महाप्रज्ञ समाधि स्थल के सुरम्य परिसर में तेरापंथी महासभा द्वारा एक अद्भुत, अविस्मरणीय और अतुलनीय अनुभव प्रदान करने वाला महाप्रज्ञ म्यूजियम भी निर्मित है। परम पूज्य आचार्य श्री महाप्रज्ञ के जीवन दर्शन को समर्पित इस भव्य म्यूजियम का लोकार्पण 8 मई 2022 को परम पूज्य आचार्य श्री महाश्रमण के पावन चरण स्पर्श से हुआ। आचार्य श्री महाप्रज्ञ के मंगल मंत्रोच्चार से युक्त मोशन सेंसर लोटस, जैन धर्म की प्रमुख बातों को समझाने वाला इंटरैक्टिव वॉल प्रोजेक्शन, आचार्य महाप्रज्ञ के जीवन चरित्र पर आधारित स्पेशल 180 डिग्री स्क्रीन पर दिखाई जाने वाली रोचक एवं रोमांचक फिल्म ट्रैक बॉल काल चक्र, रोबोटिक्स, समस्याओं के समाधायक मंत्रों से युक्त टेलीफोन और कार्ड्स, आचार्य महाप्रज्ञ के बचपन व अहिंसा यात्रा पर आधारित प्रोजेक्टिव फ्लिप बुक्स, प्रेरक प्रवचनों से युक्त कियोस्क, आधुनिक तकनीक से प्रेक्षा ध्यान का अनुभव, सुसंस्कार प्रदायक जीवन विज्ञान के गेम्स, लेटेस्ट VR टेक्नोलॉजी से युक्त आचार्य श्री महाश्रमण से साक्षात संवाद का सुअवसर, आचार्य श्री महाश्रमण के जीवन दर्शन व अहिंसा यात्रा पर आधारित मोशन सेंसर एवं कियोस्क आदि इस म्यूजियम के प्रमुख आकर्षण हैं। संक्षेप में इतना ही कहा जा सकता है कि रेतीले धोरों पर स्थित यह म्यूजियम किसी आश्चर्य से कम नहीं है। अपनी विलक्षण विशेषताओं से यह म्यूजियम श्रद्धालुओं व पर्यटकों के आकर्षण का केंद्र बना हुआ है। यहां आने वाले दर्शकों के मुख से यही सुनने को मिलता है, अद्भुत, ऐसा म्यूजियम पहले कभी भी और कहीं भी नहीं देखा। अध्यात्म के शांति पीठ में स्थित अत्याधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी से युक्त ये विश्व स्तरीय म्यूजियम अध्यात्म और विज्ञान का मानो संगम है।
तो ये म्यूज़ियम बनाया गया है चुरू में इस थीम पे। जैसा मैंने आप लोगों को बताया, जगन्नाथपुरी में भी हमारी बात चल रही है, वहाँ भी मंदिर भगवान जगन्नाथ को लेकर के एक म्यूज़ियम बनाने की तैयारी चल रही है। तो ये इसकी खासियत आपने देखी होगी, जिस भी चीज़ को आप समझना चाहें, उनके जीवन के बारे में जानना चाहें, उनके बचपन के बारे में जानना चाहें, तो उसके काउंटर को जाके उसे क्लिक करना है, वो सारी जानकारी आपके सामने निकल के चली आएगी। ये तो एक धार्मिक वो हो गया। एक हमारे कल्चर से रिलेटेड जो हमारी जो क्या बोलना चाहिए, जो हमारे ऑर्नामेंट्स होते हैं, तो एक तनिष्क कंपनी है जो ऑर्नामेंट्स को लेकर के, तो उसके लिए हम लोगों ने कुछ काम किया है, वो भी मैं आपको दिखाना चाहूँगा कि कितनी आसानी से एक किताब की फॉर्मेट में सब चीज़ें निकल
always breaking new ground and exploring new markets. So to stand out in the South Indian market, we decided to celebrate their culture and drive design differentiation with the Choda collection. We revived the glory of the Choda dynasty. But how do we celebrate the glory of the past and the beauty of the present? We started on ground with a very special AI experience at the Palladium Chennai Mall. Inviting some very special women to enjoy it and encourage their followers to follow suit. We also collaborated with 4 exquisite Tamil women to create reels about the many ways in which the Choda dynasty inspired the collection.
Vanakkam and Namaskar. Welcome to the Tanishq Choda Experience Zone, a golden dynasty, a true celebration of its art, architecture and literature. Here, technology meets tradition, like the brand always bringing together modernity and tradition. The contemporary techniques of augmented reality, hand gesturing, immersive 3D experience of the products and the scriptures of the jewelry of the era and of an era that's so part of our culture and our heritage. This 3D projection, so if you can look at the screen here, it explores the different pieces in our collection as a celebration to the entire dynasty using the hand movement technology. There is a beautiful chronicled book of the era. This is an era of flipping. So every time you move your hand, the page turns and you get to read something more.
बेसिकली ये सारी टेक्नोलॉजी वही है। एक मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट के लिए, गुजरात गवर्नमेंट के लिए हम लोगों ने हेरिटेज के बारे में विदेश फॉरेनर्स वहाँ पे विज़िट कर रहे थे, उनको जो जानकारी डिजिटल की हेल्प से करी थी, उसके बारे में भी एक वीडियो है, वो भी आप देखें।
Mission Life is a global mass movement led by India, aiming to encourage individual and community action to protect and preserve the environment. Implemented by the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Mission Lifestyle for Environment recognizes that Indian culture and living traditions are inherently sustainable. Mission Life seeks to channel the efforts of individuals and communities into a global mass movement of positive behavioral change. For the G20 delegates, Ministry of Environment created various out-of-home technology installation at various cities of India to make the audience aware about the best practices. An interactive touch wall talking about 7 habits of life. Interactive leaves taking about various initiatives. An interactive tree which grows with correct answer by the delegates. a Mission Life timeline.
In short, technology, digitalization can be a very, very big tool in our hand which can help us to involve young generation towards our religion, towards our value system. और डिजिटल इंफॉर्मेशन के थ्रू हम उनको बहुत सारी जानकारी दे सकते हैं, क्योंकि आजकल बच्चे सारे समय मोबाइल पे या लैपटॉप पे ही रहते हैं. तो इट इज़ ईजियर फॉर अस टू अडॉप्ट टू दैट फॉर्मेट ऑफ शेयरिंग द इंफॉर्मेशन. तो आप लोगों को इससे बारे में जो भी जानकारी चाहिए, कोई भी किसी भी तरीके का इनोवेशन कराना है, किसी भी तरीके की हेल्प चाहिए, तो हमारी कंपनी लक्ष्य मीडिया है. contact@lakshygroup.com आप उस पर कॉन्टैक्ट कर सकते हैं. मेरा नंबर यहाँ पे ऑर्गेनाइजर्स के साथ है. वी कैन हेल्प यू डेवलपिंग. शायद कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर यहाँ नहीं है. थैंक यू वेरी मच. हाँ भाई.
With us. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to invite you again on stage, and I would also request Shri Girish ji and Megha Ghosh, who is the co-curator and IP head for this edition of ITCX and of course the previous edition. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our esteemed speaker, Mr. Atul Srivastav, and we have Girish Vasudev Kulkarni, founder for Temple Connect and ITCX, and also co-curator and IP head for ITCX, Megha Ghosh. A big round of applause for our speaker, and of course, Megha and Girish ji on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, there should be more power in your applauses. Come on, everybody. Yes. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Thank you, Lakshya, for partnering with us, for making ITCX such a grand success. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. Moving ahead, I would like to introduce our next session. Next, we have Diversey India Hygiene Private Limited, a global leader in hygiene, infection prevention, and cleaning solutions. Diversey is committed to creating a cleaner, healthier future. Today, we will also delve into Diversey's brand journey. Please join me in welcoming Diversey team, and we have Brijesh Pratap Singh Rathore, Vice President, South Asia, joining us on stage to share his thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Shri Brijesh Pratap Singh Rathore, Vice President, South Asia, Diversey India Hygiene Private Limited. Welcome.
Thank you. People can hear me at the back? Thank you, thank you. Before I begin my presentation, I must thank, I have been here yesterday, I see the gathering here today. The quality of discussion is tremendous. I must thank Prasad Lardji, the chairman, and the founder, Mr. Girish Kulkarni, for making this get-together possible. This is not an easy task. Getting all the people from across the country believing in one thing. Why we are all here, including me, is not for a corporate presentation. It's not because we are here as a partner to Temple Connect. We are here because we have a belief to make India great again. That's what Modi ji said recently, isn't it? Right? And that is the only reason why we are here, to make India great again. And when I say make India great again, I connect it with the temple. हजारों साल पहले, मुझे मालूम है, आप सबको मालूम होगा, गुप्ता साम्राज्य में, चोला साम्राज्य में, टेम्पल के थ्रू हमारी इकोनॉमी ड्राइव होती थी. हम सबको मालूम है. ये पूरा ग्रंथ अवेलेबल है. अन्नामलाई जी ने आज बहुत सुंदर तरीके से इस पूरी टेम्पल इकोनॉमी को हम लोगों को समझाने की कोशिश की थी. Right? So I am a firm believer अगर हम टेम्पल्स को स्ट्रांग करेंगे तो इंडिया स्ट्रांग बनेगा, और अगर इंडिया स्ट्रांग बनेगा तो हम सब लोग जो यहाँ पर रहते हैं, इंडिया में रहते हैं, ये सब लोग प्रॉस्पर करेंगे। और इंडिया का जो डेवलप्ड कंट्री का विजन है 2047 का, उस सब में हम लोगों का थोड़ा सा कंट्रीब्यूशन होगा। दैट इज द रीजन Devasi is here to partner with Temple Connect. So I will just talk about in my presentation, broadly divided, I will speak about what is Devasi. Probably many of you would not be aware of what is Devasi and why Devasi is working in this particular area. These two things I am going to talk about. So I have been with Devasi now for almost 26 years. And Devasi in India is almost 30 years old. So almost I have grown along with Devasi. Devasi globally is more than 110-year-old company, present in 130 countries, having so many R&D centers, more than 16,000 people across the world, etc., etc. I will show you the numbers. But I have seen firsthand the growth of cleaning and hygiene as an industry in India. आज से 25-26 साल पहले जब हम लोग 5-स्टार होटल्स में नेम द ब्रांड, जब हम वहां पर जाते थे तो वो कॉस्टिक यूज करते थे। मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल आपको दे रहा हूं। वो कॉस्टिक यूज करते थे, और कॉस्टिक कितना हानिकारक है जो लोग यूज करते हैं उनके लिए, जहां पर यूज होता है उसमें कॉस्टिक बहुत हानिकारक है, और पर्यावरण के लिए भी, एनवायरनमेंट के लिए भी। हम लोगों ने, आई कैन टेक प्राइड इन दैट फैक्ट, slowly but steadily we brought in the concept of professional cleaning and hygiene program. मैं 25-26 साल पहले की बात कर रहा हूं, जिससे कि लोगों को कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा, उनकी हेल्थ को, जहां पर वो प्रोडक्ट यूज हो रहे हैं उस सरफेस को कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा, और मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली जिस कंट्री में हम ये आबो हवा हैं वो हवा खराब नहीं होगी, एनवायरनमेंट प्रोटेक्टेड रहेगा। ये हमारा मिशन था और वो मिशन आज भी कायम है। और उसी मिशन के साथ अब हम टेम्पल कनेक्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ जुड़े हैं, और हमारा एक ही मोटो है, एक ही मिशन है एज ए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, वॉट एवर वी कैन डू टू ब्रिंग द ओल्ड ग्लोरी ऑफ आवर इंडियन टेम्पल्स बैक, दैट इज आवर मिशन। इसमें बहुत टाइम लगेगा, वी ऑल हैव टू बी पेशेंट, एंड आई एम श्योर ईच वन ऑफ अस अंडरस्टैंड द एनॉर्मिटी ऑफ दिस टास्क। आई विल टेक यू थ्रू द फ्यू स्लाइड्स. दिस इज आवर purpose, why we exist. So we go beyond clean and take care of what is precious. और इसके बहुत सारे मायने हो सकते हैं। प्रीशियस आपके लिए जो है वो किसी और के कुछ और हो सकता है, मेरे लिए कुछ और हो सकता है। और जब हम टेम्पल की बात करते हैं तो टेम्पल एज अ प्रॉपर्टी, एज एन एसेट इज प्रीशियस टू अस. सो वी गो बियॉन्ड क्लीन टू टेक केयर ऑफ आवर टेम्पल्स एंड इंश्योर दैट टेम्पल्स रिमेन प्रिस्टीन, रिमेन सीक्रेट, एंड वहां पर क्लीनिंग और हाइजीन का जो प्रोग्राम होगा दैट हैज टू बी द बेस्ट इन क्लास. Overview on Devasi. What does Devasi do? So you see the numbers on the screen, but I think the most important number here would be the number of people, almost all based in India, in the R&D center. So we have roughly 245 people, all based in India, mostly based in India, who run the global R&D center for Devasi. So across the world, if they have any need, when it comes to cleaning and hygiene, there are 3 global R&D centers. Most probably, the request would land here in India at our Bombay R&D center. And I'm extremely proud जब हमारे मोदी जी कहते हैं कि make in India, people should be employed here, and that is what we do as a multinational company. This is about ease of doing business. So when we are talking about temple, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज ये है कि हम आपकी लाइफ से आसान कर सकते हैं. हाउ वी कैन मेक योर लाइफ सिंपलर, एंड यू कैन सी नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स व्हिच आर मेंशन्ड हियर, बट मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वुड बी द पीपल. सो आवर पीपल, वी हैव अ टीम ऑफ 10 to 12 people here. Our people go through a very intense 9-month program in our R&D centers, in our knowledge center, before they go and meet our customers like you and help you do what we set out for doing. तो अगर वो टेम्पल मैनेजमेंट, टेम्पल प्रोग्राम और क्लीनिंग और हाइजीन की बात कर रहे हैं, उसके पहले करीब करीब 1 साल दे गो थ्रू अ इंटेंस प्रोग्राम एंड गेट ट्रेन्ड. So people are highly competent whenever you interact with any diversity person. Then we talk about the distribution. कहीं पर भी आपका टेम्पल होगा, nobody would have a distribution center as wide as diversity. So we have more than 400 distributors covering from Katra. तो जम्मू का जो टेम्पल है वहाँ से लेके साउथ के कन्याकुमारी के टेम्पल्स हमारे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स कवर करते हैं. So we have very loyal, almost 25 to 30-year-old distributors spread across the country who can take care of your requirement. And then we are talking about products. So as I mentioned, we have a R&D center. We have a huge factory here in India, based in Bandha, जहाँ पर 98% of products जो आप use करते हैं, वो हमारी factory में produce होते हैं. 2% of the products, जो बहुत niche products हैं, वो हम इंपोर्ट करते हैं. केमिकल्स की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. मशीन्स 100% इस समय स्विट्जरलैंड फैक्ट्री से इंपोर्ट होती हैं. जो मशीन्स आपने एयरपोर्ट पे देखी होंगी, या जो मशीन्स आपने नया पार्लियामेंट हाउस पे देखी होंगी, या जो मशीन आपने राम टेम्पल में देखी होंगी, वो सब स्विट्जरलैंड से इंपोर्ट होती हैं. और हमारी कोशिश इस समय है कि वो मशीन की फैक्ट्री भी हम 1 साल में इंडिया में लगाएं. उसका प्रपोजल अप्रूव हो गया है और मुझे पर्सनली बहुत खुशी होगी. हम इंस्टेड ऑफ इंपोर्टिंग द मशीन्स, वी मेक द मशीन्स ऑफ द स्विस क्वालिटी इन इंडिया, हियर इन इंडिया. So Diversity is a huge organization and we work in multiple sectors. You can see, you name the sector, you think of a sector, we would be present here. Let us put it that way, simply. So industrial, institutional, food and beverage, pools, so the commercial pools or the household pools in Europe or US, they all would be using Diversity products, or the commercial sector. So all these companies, they would be using Diversity products either for cleaning, maintaining hygiene, or for their water solutions. Now, let us come to the topic why we are all assembled here. This is the brief on diversity. Let us come to the topic why we are assembled here. So we all must agree first. The beginning point always is to understand where do we stand today. So the glory we used to have of our temples in the past, when I say past, thousands of years back, it is no longer there. वो क्वालिटी, वो स्वच्छता, वो प्रिस्टीननेस, वो विशालता, वो आज नहीं है. और हम सबकी कोशिश ये है, और उसी के लिए हम लोग यहाँ पर एकत्रित हुए हैं कि कैसे वो ग्लोरी को हम वापस लेकर आएं. Now coming to our area of expertise, which is cleaning, right? Why cleaning measures? Most of the people would associate cleaning with aesthetics. कि अगर क्लीन रखेंगे तो सुंदर दिखेगा. जब हम टेम्पल्स की बात करते हैं तो इट इज़ बियॉन्ड क्लीन. रिमेंबर आवर पर्पस, गोइंग बियॉन्ड क्लीन. सो जब हम टेम्पल्स की बात करते हैं, इट इज़ गोइंग बियॉन्ड क्लीन. सो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट स्पिरिचुअल प्योरिटी. डिवोटीज हु कम टू द टेम्पल, they should be breathing a high quality air. So the indoor air quality should be good. The path through which they travel to the temple, the path has to be green, the path has to be good, the path has to be clean. All those things put together give you the spiritual purity and the experience. Number 2, health and hygiene. यहाँ पर कोई भी deny नहीं करेगा. अगर cleanliness है, then it is healthy and it is hygienic, right? And that is true even for the temple. अभी महाकुंभ में 52 crores लोग वहाँ पर travel कर रहे हैं. The amount of effort, I know it, because we are very closely involved, the amount of effort which is put in there to maintain the cleanliness of Ganga is tremendous. Hats off to the management. This is the case which will be studied in the Harvard universities in the future. Let this Kumbh get over and it will be studied by everybody globally how it was managed. Preserving heritage, finally. So why cleaning matters? Because a temple which is thousands of years old, how we can ensure that it continues to look the same way for the next thousands of years and even beyond. That is why we must go beyond clean. Now let us come to the practical challenges. what are the challenges which are associated with the temple cleaning? You see all those challenges. Thousands of years back जो सिचुएशन थी और आज जो सिचुएशन है उसमें जमीन आसमान का अंतर है. बहुत सारे लोग हैं, टेम्पल्स के जो परिसर है वो बहुत विशाल होते जा रहे हैं, राइट? खाने की हमारे जो तरीका है वो चेंज हो गया है. बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जिसके कारण आज इतने सारे चैलेंजेस हैं और ये हम लोगों को मालूम होना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है क्योंकि उसके बेसिस पे हम अपना क्लीनिंग और हाइजीन प्रोग्राम बनाते हैं. जब तक हमको ये मालूम नहीं होगा कि हमारे चैलेंजेस क्या हैं, हम किसी भी टेम्पल का, किसी भी परिसर का क्लीनिंग और हाइजीन प्रोग्राम नहीं बना सकते हैं. और जब मैंने बताया कि हमारी टीम कॉम्पिटेंट है, हमारी टीम कैपेबल है, वो ये सारी चीज़ स्टडी करती है जिसको हम बेंचमार्क और गैप एनालिसिस कहते हैं. जब हम ये गैप एनालिसिस करते हैं तो हमको मालूम चलता है कि आज सिचुएशन क्या है, आज स्टेटस क्या है, और उसके बाद हम सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं जो प्रोग्राम को कहते हैं टेम्पल केयर. So what do? We just focus on 4 things, and in this order. सबसे पहले devotee experience. The devotee experience has to be great. Now, in a population like ours, it is extremely difficult to maintain a consistent level of devotee experience. But that is where our endeavor is, to ensure that devotee have a great experience. Number 2, when they come to the temple and they eat anything, they should not fall sick. So that is food safety. We have a team of diversity consulting, which ensures that we study the whole process of how food is coming, how food is processed, how food is stored, how food is served, the entire cycle, so that we avoid the instances of cross-contamination. Contamination को avoid करना is the science behind the food safety. Then, asset protection. अगर आज कोई टेम्पल मिला है, सपोज राम मंदिर का जो टेम्पल हमने अभी 500 साल की स्ट्रगल के बाद जो हम लोगों ने बनाया है, इस टेम्पल को शुरू से डाइवर्सिटी मेंटेन कर रहा है, जहां पर प्रोफेशनल्स उस टेम्पल की केयर करते हैं. इस टेम्पल को अगले 5000 सालों तक कैसे ऐसे मेंटेन करना है, दैट इज आवर सिंगल बिगेस्ट प्रायोरिटी, एंड वी कॉल इट एसेट प्रोटेक्शन प्रोग्राम. उसके लिए जो भी करना पड़ेगा वो डाइवर्सिटी करेगी, एंड वी हैव द कैपेबिलिटी. एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, सस्टेनेबिलिटी. हमारा सनातन धर्म है, सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज ऑल अबाउट हाउ डू यू कंटिन्यू इट, हाउ डू वी एंश्योर दैट द रिसोर्सेज विच आर देयर टुडे are there available for the future generation. So water, energy, waste management, we focus on all those things, and last but not the least, food. We focus on all these things to ensure that wherever diversity is there, we remain sustainable. Okay? Now these are the various programs we have. मैंने इतनी सारी चीज़ें बताई. हम वो कैसे मैनेज करते हैं, केमिकल्स है, मशीन्स है, टूल्स है, कंसल्टिंग प्रोग्राम है, ये सब डाइवर्सिटी के पास है. और सबसे अच्छी चीज़ ये है कि एक्सेप्ट द मशीन्स, मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स आर लोकली अवेलेबल, एंड वी डोंट हैव टू इम्पोर्ट इट, वी डोंट हैव टू स्पेंड आवर प्रीशियस फॉरेन एक्सचेंज इन इम्पोर्टिंग समथिंग, एंड वी गिव लोकल एम्प्लॉयमेंट टू आवर पीपल. ये डाइवर्सिटी कंसल्टिंग की मैंने बात की थी, प्रोफेशनल टीम विच इंश्योर्स दैट वॉट एवर प्रोग्राम वी रन, in terms of food, food remains safe and the asset remains at the highest quality. Various sequence of steps मैंने बताया, हमारे professionals जब जाते हैं, so they follow a sequence of steps to ensure that we give a right, customized, well-designed program to take care of the temple for the future. Okay, various areas or various iconic institutes which we manage. You see the Ram Mandir, you see the new Parliament House, they are all being managed by using our chemicals, our consulting, our machines, our tools. And look at, special mention to Taj Group of Hotels. बॉम्बे का जो ताज होटल है वो 100 साल से ज़्यादा पुराना होटल है, लेकिन उसका मार्बल देखेंगे आप, वो आज भी वैसे ही शाइन करता है. And we are very particular about it. The program which we have designed for Taj ensures that any time you go there, you will find the same level of gloss there on the marble. And marble would last for another 100 years, I guarantee you that. Now, Davos globally has a philosophy of leading sustainably. What does it mean? So, on the parameters of ESG, I've quickly defined these are our global goals. We follow science-based targets, and this is what we have committed to anybody who is interacting and dealing with us. So, we are talking about 2030, we will be having following goals on the environment, social, as well as on the governance side. Especially, you can see, we would be net positive when it comes to water, waste and energy. We would be net zero carbon emissions by 2050. और यही हमारी इंडिया का भी प्लान है. Okay? और ये हम कैसे अचीव करते हैं? बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम्स हैं, मशीन्स हैं, केमिकल्स हैं, वेरियस न्यू इनोवेशंस जो हम लॉन्च करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल फ्लश मी नॉट, इसमें यूरिनल्स में आपको पानी यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. विद दिस प्रोग्राम 95% of the water is reduced in the urinals, which is a huge saving for our country. Remember, India is a declared water deficient country by United Nations. Our water tables are going down every passing day, and we as an organization are ensuring that water is not misused, water is recycled, and we use less and less water, and most of our innovations are driven towards that. Okay, various community programs which we are doing. We take soaps from the hotel, redistribute it to the underprivileged section of people. We take used linen from the hotels, reprocess those linen, and we give it to the community. They make something meaningful out of it, and then they sell it, and they earn livelihood out of it. How many people we have impacted through our community programs? Numbers, few numbers. And various organizations with whom we are associated, who have accredited Gramercy products and as an organization. Now, this is something interesting. So, last week I was at Mahakumbh. हर किसी को जाना चाहिए, मैं भी अपने बच्चे को लेकर गया था. और वहाँ पर मैंने देखा कि इस महाकाव्य का विमोचन हो रहा था. और जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विमोचन कर रही थी और उसके जो संस्थापक थे, वो मेरे कॉलेज के बैचमेट थे. मतलब क्या संयोग है, मैं वहाँ गया, मुझे नहीं मालूम तो वो वहाँ हैं. मैं उनसे मिला और वहाँ पर मैं उस विमोचन में महामंडलेश्वर जी आए हुए थे, गीता प्रेस के मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर आए हुए थे, और बहुत सारे साधु संत लोग वहाँ पे बैठे हुए थे, और मैं ध्यान से देख रहा था. फिर मैंने जाना कि ये है क्या, ये महाकाव्य क्या है. तो हम जो शिव पुराण की बात करते हैं, जो इतना कठिन है, रामचरितमानस आज घर घर में पहुंच गई है. 400 साल पहले शिव पुराण आज घर घर में नहीं है. तो ये जो ग्रंथ है, 40 साल से इसके ऊपर काम चल रहा था, और इस काम में शिव पुराण को जो कठिन है, जो हर कोई नहीं समझ पाता, उसको एक सरल लैंग्वेज में, हिंदी और अवधी में, दोहे, चौपाही में कन्वर्ट किया हुआ है, which makes it very easy for normal people like us to understand it and take it to the home. तो मैंने उनसे बात की. मैंने कहा हम टेम्पल कनेक्ट में जा रहे हैं, और मेरे पास रिक्वेस्ट आई है मेरी टीम की कि जो हमारे बूथ पे आएंगे और हमारे स्टॉल पे आएंगे, उनको हमको क्या देना चाहिए. तो मैंने कहा सारे डिवोटीज हैं, हम जैसे लोग डिवोटीज हैं, और जो हमारे स्टॉल पे डिवोटीज आएंगे उनको हमको शिवायन देना चाहिए जो उनके घर में रहेगी. तो हमारे पास यहाँ पर 108 कॉपीज हैं, और हम उन लोगों को देना चाहेंगे जिनकी श्रद्धा है इस ग्रंथ में, इस महाकाव्य में, जो उनके घर में रहेगा. हमारे बच्चे उसको देखेंगे, उसको पढ़ने की कोशिश करेंगे, उसको समझेंगे, और हमारी सनातन संस्कृति आगे चलती रहेगी. और इस काव्य को अगले आने वाले कई 100 सालों में वही इज्जत और वही श्रद्धा मिलेगी जो आज रामचरितमानस को मिलती है. तो मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, डाइवर्सी के स्टॉल पर आइए, और आपको अगर ये ग्रंथ चाहिए तो वहाँ पर हमारी टीम के साथ रिक्वेस्ट करिए, और वो आपको सहर्ष खुशी खुशी आपको ये देंगे. एक छोटा वीडियो है इसके बाद. ये जो मैंने एक्सपीरियंस किया कुंभ में, ये वो है विमोचन. 4 मिनट का वीडियो है, देखिए.
श्री सर्वेश्वराय नमः।
That's it. No Q&A, nothing, right? I'll just say thank you after this, right?
की रचना रामचरितमानस की रचना तुलसीदास जी से कराई, वैसे ही भगवान शिव ने बढ़ाई देकर के श्री कृष्ण मुरारी जी से इस शिवायन की रचना कराई। बहुत से कवि हुए, किसी के मन में ये बात क्यों नहीं आई कि हमें भी शिवायन की रचना करनी चाहिए थी?
बहुत बढ़िया।
कहाँ आज से 400-500 वर्ष पहले रामचरितमानस की रचना हुई थी और ये 20वीं शताब्दी में ही क्यों इसकी रचना हुई, उसके पहले हो जाना चाहिए थी, परंतु नहीं। भगवान इसको इस विषय का कार्य का सौभाग्य प्रदान करता है, इसको हम सब नहीं कर सकते। वो देखता है कि साथ वस्तुतः जनमानस के भाषा में जब हम शास्त्र की बात करते हैं तो शास्त्र का प्रवेश जन जन में हो जाता है। तो जन जन में शास्त्र को प्रवेश करने के लिए इन सब ग्रंथों का अनुवाद, इस ग्रंथों की रचना आवश्यक है। आज हमारे संतगण भी कर रहे हैं और जैसे तुलसीकृत रामायण घर घर की शोभा बना रही है, लोग प्रतिदिन उसका पारायण कर रहे हैं। शिव पुराण में अनेक ऐसी बातें हैं जो वेद और शास्त्रों की बातें हैं। सब कोई संस्कृत नहीं जानते हैं, परंतु हिंदी मातृभाषा है, उससे पूरा भारत परिचय है। विश्व में आपको हिंदी भाषी लोग मिलेंगे। ये शिवायन ये संपूर्ण जन जन के मस्तिष्क में व्याप्त हो। इन्हीं शुभकामनाओं के साथ मैं उस परम तत्व को प्रणाम करते हुए और
देखिए, शिवायन का उद्देश्य है भगवान शिव के चरित्र को उजागर करना, जन जन तक पहुंचाना। ये हिंदी में लिखा हुआ ग्रंथ है, इसलिए लोगों का कंठहार बनेगा। मातृभाषा में जब ग्रंथ उपलब्ध होता है तो उसको ज्यादा लोग समझते हैं, ज्यादा लोग पढ़ते हैं, ज्यादा लोग हृदयंगम करते हैं। तो ये शिवायन भी इसी तरह का ग्रंथ है। जैसे गोस्वामी तुलसीदास जी ने रामायण लिखा, ऐसे संत का लिखा हुआ ये।
हमारे कृष्ण मुरारी लाल सहाय सक्सेना जी का एक पद हमको बड़ा सुंदर लगा। उन्होंने प्रारंभ में ही एक बड़ी सुंदर बात कहते हुए आज की सभा में मैं अपनी वाणी को संक्षेप करते हुए आगे की ओर लेके जाऊं। बड़ी काव्य रस भाव का ये दिव्य बना प्रबंध और शिव नाम आधार बना। शिव नाम शिवायन के इस आधार को और भगवान श्री कृष्ण के प्रमुख श्री निम्बार्क संप्रदाय में कृष्ण उपासना के संप्रदाय में आज इसका लोकार्पण हो रहा है और अंत में इनकी पद है कृष्ण करते संबंध। तो आज ये जो दोहा है इन्होंने कब लिखा होगा और आज वो कब चरितार्थ हो रहा है, इससे इन महापुरुषों की वाणी की आपको दिव्यता का अनुभव हो जाना चाहिए कि ये महापुरुष जब जो लिखते हैं वो ना जाने कौन से कालखंड में सत्य होगा, ये हमें भी नहीं।
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking us through your wonderful presentation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, is a time for a very special moment. And for the same, I would like to invite a few people on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite the Diversity team. And from the team, we have Bharat Agarwal, who's Business Director. We have Anand Nair, Director Marketing. Rupesh Bohra, Sector Leader, and the core team. May we have all of you on stage, please. Also, ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment where we are going to witness something very special. Diversity India and Divinity Worldwide, which is a part of Temple Connect, have come together to commit to build cleaner and more hygienic ecosystems for the temples across. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I welcome again Girish Vasudev Kulkarni, founder for Temple Connect and ITCX, and of course the core team of Diversity is here. We are going to share this memorandum of understanding with all of you. May I also request Srimati Maithili Grish Kulkarni to kindly join us on stage for this landmark moment where Team Diversity India and Divinity Worldwide are committing to build more cleaner, more hygienic temple spaces. Isn't that something that we all want? We all want a more smoother experiences when we go visit the temples, and both of these terrific organizations are committing to exactly that. Please put your hands together for cleaner, more hygienic temples in the country. A big thank you to Diversity India and Divinity Worldwide for collaborating together for this much needed initiative to build more cleaner and hygienic temple ecosystem. Thank you very much. And a big congratulations to also everybody on stage for coming together with such a great initiative that is going to truly enhance the experience of each and every visitor when they go to the temple and experience this for themselves. On this note, I think Girish wants to say something.
Yeah, I also request Kilaru Dilip ji to please come up on stage, as well as Shantanu Gupta ji to please come up on stage and help me felicitate the dignitaries here. Shantanu Gupta ji is a celebrated author, the man who writes great about the greatness of Yogi Adityanath ji, and he's the one who scripted the versions of Yogi ji. He has a session with us. Kilaru Dilip ji comes from Vijayawada, a very strong BJP face and a support system in a big way. May I now request Kilaru Dilip ji to felicitate
The felicitation
our speaker. Get me
of Shri Brijesh Pratap Singh Rathore, Diversity India, on stage with us, being felicitated for, of course, his contribution to this event, and of course, for creating more cleaner and more hygienic temple ecosystem in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, this initiative is the need of the hour, and we are truly grateful to Diversity India and, of course, Divinity for joining hands together for this incredible initiative. Now let's have a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on stage.
Guys, tali to bandi hai dosto. These are the people who are helping us keep the temple space hygienic, clean, sanitized, and above all, technologically advanced. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure having you all here on stage, and looking forward for a great journey together. Multiple nations, multiple temples, and together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much once again. And congratulations on this big collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, now moving forward, we have one more presentation, which is about maintaining spirituality, balancing devotion, and digital expression by Sri Alap Bansal. You know, in today's fast evolving world where technology is seamlessly blending with tradition, maintaining the essence of spirituality while embracing digital transformation has become more important than ever. To shed light on this very topic, we have with us Sri Alap Bansal ji, partner at KPMG India, for a special presentation on maintaining spirituality, balancing devotion, and digital expression. Please put your hands together and welcome our next speaker on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are welcoming Sri Alap Bansal ji. Welcome.
Thank you. So, जैसे हर शुभ कार्य की शुरुआत जय श्री राम के उद्घोष से होती है, तो मैं चाहूंगा कि हम सब हाथ उठा के कहें जय श्री राम, हर हर महादेव। अभी आपने सबने सुना कि हमने कुंभ की बात हुई, और शांतनु जी भी यहाँ हैं, शांतनु जी भी बता पाएंगे, पर जो सूचना मुझे प्राप्त हुई है, 57 crore people have visited Kumbh till now. The government expects that 65 crore people will visit Kumbh this time around. Now, to put that into perspective, थोड़ा सा आप लोग समझें कि इंडिया और चाइना के अलावा कोई और कंट्री नहीं है जिसकी पॉपुलेशन इतनी है।
उतने लोग सिर्फ हमारे यहाँ पर कुंभ जाकर आए हैं। मैं आपको एक और चीज़ बताता हूँ, बहुत सारी कंट्रीज़ की जितनी जीडीपी है उतना सिर्फ हमारे मंदिरों का जो इकोसिस्टम है वो हमारे को डायरेक्ट इकोसिस्टम जो है उसकी वैल्यू है। About $40 billion is the estimated revenue that each of our temples generate directly. Now, to put that into perspective, if you were to plot it on a global chart of GDP, I think our temples would rank amongst the top 15, top 20. The other interesting thing that the central government had said, and I've heard a lot of conversation around government control, but what the government has reported is 19 lakh crore rupees was collected from temples in the year 22-23, out of which 26,000 crore rupees was cash donation only from the top 6 temples. So all of us know the importance of temples, all of us are here to discuss that. But there is one thing which was very, very important for me to bring out. We've been talking about the potential that it has, the amount of money that it is doing. Again, taking the example of Uttar Pradesh, as soon as the Kashi corridor has come up, in 2021, the tourists going to Varanasi were 30 lakhs. 2023, 8.4 crores. Now this time around, because of Kumbh, I think this will be some 10, 15 crores, if not more. So we're all seeing the amount of value that tourism can generate. We've been hearing about the temple economics, the kind of value generation that spiritual tourism is going to bring. Now these are the numbers that are officially there. 6,48,907 temples. Our ancestors have given us, like was being said, our ancestors have given us a reason for being with one another. If we were to visit our temples across the country, we've got temples across our entire nation. And you would see that the number of people that are growing everywhere as far as religious tourism is concerned. Now this is the topic that I actually want to speak to you about. हुआ क्या है, जैसे जैसे लोग बढ़ गए हैं, एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ जो हुई है वो है YouTube, Instagram Reels, all of us follow them. They've also helped religious tourism in some form or fashion क्योंकि लोग रील देख के भी जाना चालू करा है. जो यूथ का engagement है that has increased, let us accept because of some form or fashion of YouTube and Instagram. But unfortunately what that has also done is that has diluted the entire spiritual awakening of the place. हम हर जगह जाके रील अगर बनाना चालू कर देंगे तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि वो इस जगह की जो पवित्रता है, जो उस जगह की सैंक्टिटी है, उसको एक्चुअली सूट करती है. So we tried to find out what is the solution where you have this entire Gen Z millennium which is going to go and do Instagram Reels, which is going to go on YouTube, which is going to do all of this, but still we maintain the spirituality of the place. That is not diluted. So a lot of us have seen these distractions, inappropriate behavior. I'm sure हमने सबने देखा है, हर मंदिर में, गुरुद्वारों में, churches में, सब जगह there has been a lot of pushback from people who are going there for spiritual reasons कि लोग यहाँ पे आके फोटो खींच रहे, रील्स बना रहे हैं. मोबाइल फ़ोन 4 धाम टेम्पल में बंद हो गए हैं. मोबाइल phones are not allowed at Tirupati here. Mobile phones are not allowed at Sabrimala. So a lot of places have started banning this. What has also started to happen is there's a lot of commercialization. Influencers also bring a lot of commercial activity. Commercial activity is good. That is what we've been talking about. But a temple should remain a temple and it is not a place to sell. Therefore, again, we need to find ways where visitors treat the temple as a place of spiritual awakening and not as a tourist destination alone. Tourism around the periphery of the temple place is acceptable, but in the sanctum sanctorum, I don't think making selfies or clicking videos or clicking photographs is what we should be allowing. So we did case studies. The most famous was Kedarnath. I'm sure all of you would remember. This was on national media also. People were making reels which were objectionable. The other thing that happens is overcrowding. Now, we're all very happy with the number of people who are going to Kumbh, but a large part of the reason why people are going to Kumbh is because there is that entire FOMO, which all Gen Z and millennials say, where they see their friends making reels and taking the dip in the holy confluence, and they want to go. So overcrowding also happens, and especially during certain days where they think that they will get more traction. Their idea is not to have that spiritual experience, but to get traction on their channel. Finally, disruption of sacred atmosphere, I've said, and misinformation. And यहाँ पर हमारे पास शांतनु जी हैं, तो I will be careful of quoting because he may go back. पर क्या दूसरी भगदड़ हुई, क्या चौथी भगदड़ हुई, क्या लोग वहाँ गिरे, क्या हुआ, क्या नहीं हुआ, all of that misinformation is unfortunately because of social media. That's the sad bit of social media. Social media has been very helpful, but it's also led to a lot of misinformation about temples, about what is going on, about rituals, and also when it leads to overcrowding, etc., I think it is very important for us to look at things like that. Then there is Toria temple in Madhya Pradesh. So disrespectful reels, again, people dancing. There was a huge backlash, and there was apology and damage control. So this is something that we've learned, and now we've got some ideas of how do you actually do it. First is, and we've got a lot of people from temples here, we should establish clear rules. Are you allowed to bring your mobile phone? Are you not allowed to bring your mobile phone? What are you allowed to do, and do's and don'ts? If you call out in the beginning, the good bit about Gen Z and millennials is also they would want to follow rules. A big example of this is the Swachh Bharat. Now when Swachh Bharat started, I'm sure all of you would have recognized that our younger people started saying, why are you throwing garbage on the road? Keep it in your pocket, find a dustbin. So if we have do's and don'ts and we are able to put that communication out from the temple, I think they would respect it. Second is designated photography zones. We have to accept that they remember things by Instagram reels. They remember things by Instagram photos. Why can't we have designated areas for selfie? So I know in Kumbh we had multiple selfie points which were designated. In Ayodhya we designed selfie points, same as in Kashi corridor. So if you're designing these selfie points, which are away from the sanctum sanctorum, but still give the people a feeling of being there, I think that becomes a very good idea. Technology for awareness. AR, VR, we've got so many people here who've been talking about technology, but that entire technological layer can always be used for people to have a much better experience. Also, to educate people about temple etiquette. Now, in our temples, all of our temples, something as basic as dress code. Now, we were having that conversation with a friend of mine, that if I was to go to the temple today, they will turn me off because I'm wearing this. So temple etiquette, if somebody was to teach us through AR, VR, especially for Gen Z and millennials, I think it is very important for them to understand. And it is through a medium that they would be more than happy to accept. Conduct awareness programs, which is an offshoot of this. Monitor and enforce respectful behavior. I think it is also important, which we've seen in the past 2 case studies, because the temple administration and the government came down heavily. It became national news, and therefore people became more aware. Again, the idea is that people will become aware if you're enforcing these laws. It will become it will become very, very easy for us to do. Right, so beyond the selfie, first is spiritual reflection over documentation. Now, an interesting story which some of you might have heard is about the 2 pigeons which heard the story at Amarnath. Now, people who go to the Amarnath Yatra, for example, would not know of this story, especially the youngsters. If we have them taught this story, they would then pass it on to the next generation, and that is how our oral traditions have survived. So it becomes very important for us to actually tell them that there is life beyond the photos, also give them immersive material for them to be able to understand the importance of the spiritual destination that is there. Second is deeper engagement. Now, if you were to ask, and I have very young kids, but for those of you who have older kids, if you were to ask your kids to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the temple, they would not. But I've seen both at Ujjain and at Kashi Vishwanath, at Mangala Aarti, a lot of youngsters coming up. Because it's a different experience altogether. The energy of that place is very different. They're themselves being motivated to do that. If we are to create those experiences for them, I think it is going to be very, very helpful for us to be able to reach to the next generation. Next is hub of learning and service. Now we all know about our gurudwaras. For example, the Golden Temple at Amritsar serves 1 lakh free meals. Our temples are not only there as part of spiritual being, They're also a place for learning and for service that we provide. सेवा और भक्ति साथ साथ चलती है, तो वो जो सेवा का भाव है वो भी यंगर जनरेशन को सिखाने के लिए आई थिंक इट विल बिकम वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस टू लेवरेज दैट एंड टू शोकेस दैट इन अ बेटर मैनर. Finally is embrace the experience. Sabrimala does a 41-day fast. Our ex-Delhi Chief Minister made Vipassana very, very popular when he went to Vipassana 2-3 times. So these are also things that people and the younger generation would start to pick up and automatically start embracing the experience and also understand what is beyond that limited understanding that they have. I think the challenge, especially with our country, is not the intent. हमारे यंगस्टर्स जानना चाहते हैं, वो जिज्ञासु हैं. हम भारतीय अपने डीएनए में ही जिज्ञासा लेके पैदा होते हैं. Our entire Sanatan Dharma is based on questioning. We are allowed to question everything in reality. Therefore, I think in our DNA there is that ability to question. All of us want to learn, but are we providing that right kind of experience is something that all of us as this temple ecosystem really need to look at. So again, some of the initiatives at the Meenakshi temple in Madurai, there is digital libraries which they've made. That's a very interesting thing. So they've made selfie points and they've done a digital library. So all of these beautiful images that you see of the architecture are not being clicked by us. They've done this imagery by themselves and they've provided it to content creators. What that does is, that allows content creators to have this image. If I want to talk about the temple, I have the images of the temple readily available. Vaishno Devi temple, of course, the entire trekking route, there are points which have been created, crowd management has been done. So these are some of the case studies that we have. Finally, we have recommendations for each of the sections. Like all consultants, we would want to give some gyan. So let me leave out with the gyan slide to you. First is to the government. Digital etiquette policies, especially at the temple, and when we say government, it is more from the entire temple ecosystem that we're talking about. A lot of temples are, of course, under the control of government. Designated photo spots, cultural sensitization. A lot of workshops can be done, especially at a school level. If you're teaching people on what our culture is, I think the generation which is coming up will not have these challenges. And regulate influencer activities. Temple authorities, no phone zones. Interestingly, I was at the institute where IAS officers get trained. I don't know if there are some bureaucrats here. There's an institute called Labasna in Mussoorie where IAS officers get trained. And that's a no mobile phone zone. The entire institute, you're not allowed to have mobile phone in your hand. So if that can be done for our top bureaucrats of the country, I'm sure we can implement it at our temples as well. Digital spiritual experiences are very important, like I said. If I'm not going to be able to have a selfie, make a reel, do I have something else to engage me? Is there a story that you can tell me on a digital medium? Photography guidelines and social media companies. A lot of social media companies are part of this campaign also of Temple Connect. I think we should leverage them to actually pass on this message to the youth and pass on this message. Boards, operators and organizations, again, a large part of this decision making is also related to people who are getting the tourists there. जब हम tourists को लेके जा रहे हैं, for example, if somebody was to take me to the temple tonight and not tell me that there is a dress code, I will go to the temple and come back. I will be unhappy. So awareness also has to be with everybody who is a point of contact as far as this entire ecosystem is concerned. Therefore, it becomes very important for us to be able to educate the entire ecosystem. And finally, influencers and creators. There are a lot of influencers here who are promoting Sanatan Dharma, who are promoting spirituality. We should work back with those to actually tell these stories. Also educate people on why it is important and do's and don'ts. Once we are able to get all of them on board, again the message would be more palatable to the younger audience, Gen Z, millennials, because it is coming from people that they are trying to imitate. These are influencers who already have those views. If they are saying कि आप जाके मंदिर में एक dance performance ना करें, I'm sure they would accept this message much more. So that is it. Thank you so much for the patient hearing.
Thank you very much for joining us here today and sharing your thoughts with us. I would like to now invite Srimati Maithili Girish Kulkarni ji to join us on stage to felicitate our speaker, Shri Alap. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for, of course, our esteemed speaker and Maithili ji on stage. Thank you for taking out time, joining us here today, sharing your wonderful ideas with us. Some beautiful ideas being shared on balancing spirituality with digital expression. Thank you very much, Shri Alap Bansal ji, for joining us at the ITCX 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have many more interesting speaker sessions lined up next. But for now, we'll take a short break for lunch. Yes, we'll be breaking for lunch, but we would also like to inform you that Antyodaya Pratishthan, with the support of NTR Blood Bank, has arranged a blood donation camp at stall number S9. We encourage all of you to participate in the donation drive. And I would also like to invite all of you to join us for lunch in the Emerald Hall, which is right outside. And the lunch break will be for approximately 50 minutes. So do join us back in 50 minutes in this very same hall for the main stage proceedings. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. See you on the other side. I hope you all are having a gala time at the ITCX 2025 so far. We have so much more to look forward to in this day and of course tomorrow. For now, I invite you again to join us for lunch. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.